evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dragon's Greed Gaming. It is us, the good old crew, and we are here with some more Warhammer 40,000 Wrath and Glory, the role-playing game, Session 8 for our Greenskin campaign, Mork's Madboyz. Sorry if I sound a little under the weather, but I got the terrible diagnosis of the COVID infection last week, and I am still recovering. We actually skipped playing last week because I was just not feeling it. Definitely not gotten as bad as some people. The vaccines are certainly helping, but definitely would rather not have this either way. But so my voices might sound a little off tonight. I apologize for that, but at least we can play. So as always, be sure you stop by the old Facebook or Spreaker. Give us a like, give us a follow. YouTube as well. And, of course, stop by iTunes and Apple Podcasts and give us those 5-star reviews to help grow the channel. And, of course, as always, if you want to help support the show financially, check out our Patreon page. We've got some cool rewards there you can get, including a monthly Patreon-only Warhammer Fantasy actual play that we've been running for a few months now, and we got some cool stuff coming up with that very soon. So, I mean, it's all cool, but some exciting stuff that I've been waiting for to see what's going to happen. So, check out a couple fate points got spent, some dark deals flying around. The corruption points are starting to grow.
Always the dark deeds.
Always a good thing. But that's not what you're here for tonight. You're here for more 40k orc madness, and we aim to deliver. So we'll go around the table as always with our players. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, anything you want to tell the listeners. You've been doing anything fun for Halloween or watching any good movies? We're what, 2 days from Halloween? It's the 29th right now, so yeah, let us know. We'll start with our war boss, Loktar.
Good evening. This is Eric playing Loktar. The new Commando war boss. Be interesting to see how sneaky a war boss could be.
Damn straight.
I think so as far as like Halloween stuff, me and Amanda watched finally the Werewolf by Night Marvel horror movie, I guess. It wasn't really like scary, but kind of it was kind of like a fun like horror throwback kind of thing. Definitely
what you're talking about, but
it's worth checking out. It's on Disney Plus. It's part of the MCU, I guess.
Oh,
but
okay.
like nothing in it actually connects. But I don't know, it's fun.
Fair enough. All right. How about Sean? Moving right along here.
Hello, I'm Sean, and I'm still playing Dr. Peppa, the orc pain boy, hopefully able to work his way up to whatever the next level of pain boy is by the time Loktar decides to hire a better pain boy. Things for Halloween, I've been playing horror games. The Supermassive has a bunch of like horror games they've developed, so those have been on like a PlayStation, so I'm just trying those out, and they're pretty enjoyable. End up getting a bunch of random NPCs you play with killed all the time, so lots of fun horror.
Such as? What have you been playing?
There's Until Dawn, which is
yeah. Tell me more. God, that game's so fucking good.
Yeah. So good, yeah. There's I guess the successor of Until Dawn is The Quarry, which I picked up, which is also very cool. It's like
that's
1980s kind of, but set in the future. Very fun. All the conversations don't really sound like real people conversations, but hey, we'll let that slide. There was one called Man of Medan or Medan.
Oh yeah. Tyler and I played through that co-op. That was cool.
Yeah, that was a lot more horror-esque than like Until Dawn, and that one was pretty good. So
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Although, but PlayStation Online, man, it's too laggy and twitchy to really enjoy it. Like everything was unsynced, you know. So like when we got to some of the co-op parts, where like a co-op cutscene with like quick time events, like, you know, we'd be hitting the button, but like the latency would be off, so like we fucking fail the event.
oh no.
Yeah, and you know, in a game like that, obviously you can't have that happening. But yeah, that was a cool one. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. That's my Halloween so far.
Good stuff, man. Excellent. I've been playing a lot of Back 4 Blood still, since there's that double XP event going on. And then I'll probably pick some stuff up during the holiday sales. You know, I've got a few things on the list, and we got Darktide coming up too next month, so that'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. How about Matt? How's Matt doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm Matt, and I'm playing Edaka for Halloween stuff. Unfortunately, we also had to cancel our last horror movie viewing, which was going to be yesterday. As a friend of mine I was going to go to the marathon with got COVID as well, and it took the weekend to recover. So he's holding up all right, it seems, but yeah, it took the day. But last week we did get through, I guess, the first half of our viewing, which was Silence of the Lambs, American Werewolf in London, and Blair Witch Project. And I think American Werewolf in London is a 10 out of 10. Would recommend to anybody. It's so great. I love it a lot.
Yeah, I feel like werewolves don't get as much, other than the Underworld series. Like, not really a whole lot of werewolf movies out there, you know. Like, zombie movies and vampire things. That's like a dime a dozen, right? Or like slasher movies. But you really think about it, it's like when you think horror, it's like, what do you got? Wolfman, American Werewolf in London, and Underworlds. Like, what else? You know.
You got Ginger
Van
Snap.
Helsing.
I do like Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Van Helsing was awesome, but you know, Van Helsing's
not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are we talking about Hugh Jackman, Van Helsing?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like
His
that werewolf
machine gun
version.
crossbow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
I love a line from that one. The Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman movie. I can't get this out of my head. Where they're like, he and the lady hunter are rolling through Dracula's castle and seeing all the creepy Dracula baby eggs that are all over the place, and they're like, well, why would he want the Frankenstein technology? He's like, oh, they must need to resurrect their babies. Dracula is undead. It only makes sense for his babies to be born dead. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. It's like, well, logically, of course, it makes sense that his babies are born dead. It's like,
None of this makes
What?
sense. Yeah.
Good
I don't
stuff,
know.
man.
I could never forget that. It's madness. But it was a fun movie.
Wonderful. Did we watch any? I feel like we watched something that I should tell you about, but I can't remember. We watched a lot of series. Did we watch a movie? We watched Halloween Kills. That was like 2 weeks ago, so I feel like there's something after that. We finally started watching Chucky season 2, and it is just as good as season 1 so far. So recommend that. What the fuck else did we watch? I feel like it was a horror movie, but not really. I don't know. Anyway, Kyle, what do you got? Entertain me.
Oh fuck. Yeah,
What's
all
up,
right.
man?
It's me. It's me, Kyle. I will be playing Grave Squatcha, the burner boy who likes to burn shit. Who now has a new zombie bird friend that can drop grenades.
Oh, that's right.
Um,
You got the servitor, like fucking
Bunny.
bird. Yeah. Servabird.
Yep. Yeah. Amazing. I I too saw Halloween Ends, and yeah, I like parts of it. It
Yeah,
was interesting.
it's not my favorite Halloween movie, but
They tried some stuff,
yeah,
and
I don't think they should have tried some of the things they did for Laurie Strode's last movie, but
well, like you do that in the middle movie. That's the try stuff movie.
yeah, or like
And then if people are like, "Fuck this shit," you're like, "Oh, hey, let's not do maybe so much of that on the landing here."
yeah, it's just trying to introduce a brand new character when this is supposed to be about Laurie and Michael. I think that was a mistake.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you know, there's definitely worse Halloween movies. So you know, at least nobody's trying to fight Michael with fucking karate, so that's good.
Bro, that was so funny.
Was it 4 or 5? Was it 4 or 5 that the two deputy chuckle fucks get their own theme song?
Oh man, I don't even remember. But
I think it's 5.
But yeah,
yeah.
it could be worse. It could be worse. So
Yep.
I
Cookie
definitely don't think
woman.
doesn't deserve the hate that it's getting, for sure. But you know, I
I'll say
understand why
this.
people are passionate.
I loved the flashback in Kills. Like how they started back in 78 or 77 or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was pretty cool.
Cool.
But yeah,
Well,
I'll take it. It was an interesting trilogy.
yeah, and I didn't have to go to the theaters to watch it, so that's something. There's something to be said for that. So, I remember what I was gonna say. It has nothing to do with movies. I meant to say this last week, but I've been fucking dying. Silent Hill is fucking back. Oh yeah. Oh man. I was ready and waiting, and I got to fucking watch that shit live. I don't care what anybody says. Silent Hill 2 remake, it's gonna be fucking awesome. And if that means we also get like 3 other Silent Hill games and another Silent Hill film, oh man, sign me up. Like, I don't want to live in a world where there isn't a modern day Silent Hill title. All right. I've had Resident Evil all my life, and then Silent Hill just got dropped to the wayside. So, anyone who's a hater
do we know?
or a doubter, fucking put that shit on hold until it's here, because I believe the remake is going to be fucking tits.
Yeah, so is the remake gonna be like a 1-for-1, or are they doing it like they did the Final Fantasy VII remake, where it's like kind of a new game?
Well, I mean, it's you know, over the shoulder action like Resident Evil now.
Yeah.
But I mean, the game looks gorgeous, and they're remaking arguably the best game in the series, Silent Hill 2. So, you know, of course,
That's
like there's
James, right?
yeah, there's immediately people like, oh, James doesn't look like James. Like, oh my god, get the fuck over it, dude. Like, of course he doesn't look the same. It's fucking 20 years later. Like, come on.
Right, our
So-
technology's improved quite a lot. We can now
Right?
render
Like, yeah,
faces
like-
instead of
Yeah,
just
it's
cardboard
face now.
boxes.
Yeah, Claire and Leon didn't look the same, but they still are fucking awesome. Like, come on, you know? So just, yeah. I'm stoked. I'm very excited. I think for how long it took to get to this point, Konami's announcement could have been put together a little bit better. Like, the girl they had
Yeah.
that was doing the announcing, she was switching between Japanese and English, and it was very obvious that, you know, English is her second language, and she was like reading from a prompt, and it just sounds so forced. They should have just had her speaking in Japanese the whole time with subtitles, because it you know, it felt like, oh, here's a pretty girl that we put on the camera to try to sound like she's a fan, and it didn't. It sounded like she was just someone they hired to sound like a fan.
Right.
So, you know, for all this time and all the hype and the fucking countdown to the video, it could have been so much more. But I'm happy, I'm excited, and Silent Hill, you know, and Resident Evil, those are my top 2 games. So to have that back, man, now we just need that Silent Hill RPG. Tabletop RPG, mind you. and then I'll be complete. So, can't wait. And if you don't know what Silent Hill is, then turn this podcast off right now and go do a deep dive on the internet. You won't regret it. Anywho, enough about that. I could talk about Silent Hill all night, but we have other things to discuss here. We have a horde of greenskins who are just loving to get into all sorts of trouble and fights. As let's see, alas, we left. Let me see, it's been 2 weeks, so bear with me. You guys had more or less reunited all of the tribe, and you've gotten all of the greenskins back under one banner. Loktar has emerged as the war boss of the group. You finished off Steel Spitta and his Goth Knobs and retained control of the bridge, really only leaving 2 other entities on the Vindication to deal with, one being the Enforcers, who had the Armory under control, and the second being the Rogue Trader Psyker, who has been MIA. You guys decided to assault the Armory in hopes of dealing with the Enforcers and getting your hands on whatever weapons and gear they have there to try to arm the tribe even more. And we finished last week about halfway through the fight as you guys had stormed through multiple entrances, some great Gretchen ingenuity with taped pictures of squigs to cover up the security cameras to get you guys inside, and Head Hack blowing everything up with his fucking death cannon that he has.
Including myself, because I charged failure.
Oh, that's right, it overcharged, yeah. So we'll just pick right back up there. We are at the start of round 3. An Enforcer 2 are already dead, and Loktar and Scorcha have entered on the west side of the office, smashing through some glass and taking out one of the Enforcers. And then Peppa and Head Hacka coming through the door on the southeast side near the control panels and laying waste to some of the Enforcers in there. So, unless any of you have any questions, we can start back up. Be sure you reset your Wrath to 2. Our Glory Pool is back to 0, back to 4 Ruin for the GM. And I think we're ready to go. Let me crank up the old combat music and let's do it. All right, so at the top of turn 3 at a whopping initiative 5, the Enforcers are up. Oh, to finish off from last time, Matt, you had set off a massive explosion when you vaporized the one guy in the chair, and we had to see what's going to happen with the others because of the blast radius. So, because they are up on a higher level and they've got a bit of cover from the blast, they are going to take half the damage of that shot. Which, let me double check. I think I put that on everybody. So you also hit the other Enforcer. You also hit the sentry gun, and you hit your Orc boy who charged in to fight the Enforcer as well. So they're all damaged, but they're all still alive as well as the smoke clears. So, Enforcers, this guy in the office is down. We have 2 others. This one is going to... Does he have a melee weapon? Let me check here. He does. He's going to take a swing at your Orc boy with his, what is it, a power maul? Shock maul, that's it. There we go. Smash. That is a complication, but he does hit with 11 damage. That is going to put that Orc down since he got vaporized by the, he got hit by the Mega Blast the last turn. And he drops his item, so in his haste to strike the Orc, the Enforcer drops his Shock Maul. And then we've got one other Enforcer up here who has, he's got a shotgun. Well, I think what he's going to do, he can see Head Hacka, so he's going to make his way down the stairs here. How far can he move? All right. Oh, He's going to take cover behind the data table there, and he's going to take a shot at you, Hedaka. And I will give you some cover because you are in the doorway here. So we'll up your defense a little bit. Combat shotgun. Okay, hopefully that works. Okay, it did. So you got defense 3. He hits. Oh, that's a lot of successes. No critical, though. However, he gets a 6 there. So you're taking 11 damage with no AP.
Alright. So I guess I can roll... Is it for shock toughness?
You do a determination roll.
Oh, determination. There we go. So that's
Okay, so you soaked 3. Yep.
okay.
So you take 3 shock damage.
And that's from the 11. My resilience is 8, so that's 3, and then just 3. The 3 shock damage, and that's it.
Yeah, because you'll block the rest of the wounds. So you are good. However, the shotgun has the spread quality, which, according to my GM screen here that I never use, hits all other targets within 3 meters. So, Peppa, you are sprayed by some shrapnel as well. So you're also taking 11 damage from the shot.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess on the angle here, you're like directly behind Hedaka, so it makes sense.
All right. I will then roll my determination.
Ooh, good roll. 3 of them.
Okay, so that is 0. I take 0 wounds.
Wonderful. All right. Next is Peppa at initiative 3.
Nice. Give me a second because it didn't change my shock. Okay, there we go.
Actually, oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. There was one other enforcer you guys don't see yet. He's in this other office. He's going to come around the corner, and he's going to take a shot at Gravescorcher. You see the door to this office opens up, and another enforcer is going to take a shot at you. So,
Okay,
back
okay.
from whence you came, demon. He hits? No? No, he failed.
No.
Well, let's use some rune on that bad boy.
Okay.
Reroll. Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
And he's got a complication, so he hits you for a whopping 9 damage. And because of spread, that's going to hit Loktar and the Orc Boy as well. So you're all taking 9 damage. And he is out of ammunition with his complication. So the gun goes click as he just unloads on the 3 of you. Shells ripping through the wall and the glass. And yeah, 9 damage to each of you.
Scorcha shrugs it off.
Okay. How about the boy and Loktar?
Where are we at with the boy? What is so everybody takes 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what he is. Okay. So he got fucked up.
He can roll determination as well if you want.
Okay.
It's a soak. So he soaked 3, or Loktar soaked 3. Do you have access to the boy's character sheet?
Yeah.
Ho ho ho! Look at that. 2,
Ooh,
4, 6,
okay.
7. I don't even think
God
he has that.
damn,
much,
son.
but- He's only got 2
So-
shocks, so he soaks 2.
Okay. Oh,
He's
so he's
now-
good.
Exhausted.
Oh boy.
Um,
All right.
yeah,
So does
so-
that reset the shock?
What do you mean? Does it reset it?
Like, do I say 2 out of 2?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So once you do that, that should give him the exhausted effect as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So no one takes any damage there, but that's okay. Peppa, it is now your turn.
Right. So, true to Peppa's previously spoken words, he's gonna aim for that heavy bolter. So I'm gonna. And
Right.
can I see the sentry gun from here?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Let's see.
Um,
All right, so I'm gonna level me heavy bolter. Is it just a sentry or is it like a servitor?
no, it's just a sentry gun on like a tripod turret.
Okay. Well, it shouldn't be too hard. We will aim. No, I know we can't aim, so we're just gonna blast away.
Now, I know you have a heavy weapon. Do you have the talent to use a heavy weapon?
I have enough strength that I don't have to brace.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay,
I-
as long
I
as
leveled
okay,
that
as long as you
up,
know
yeah.
how it goes. All right, perfect.
Critical hit
Oh, jeez.
and 8 successes. All right.
Okay.
3 shifts possible. Okay.
Oh yeah, we got that whole shifting thing.
Yeah, we'll shift for damage. And shift for damage. So both shift damage.
Heavy bolter v heavy bolter. Oh boy.
Ooh. Oh,
21 damage at -1 AP.
Oh my goodness.
And then the
Okay.
critical hit. Overpowering assault.
Oh.
6. Well, it can't take shock because it's a machine.
Thing.
We
But staggered. Your speed is reduced by half. That doesn't matter either. However, it already took a blast from the custom Mega Blaster, so 21 damage will definitely finish it off. Doesn't have that much armor. So your heavy bolter rips into their heavy bolter, and it is annihilated.
We the heavy weapons team over here.
All right. Next up
Like
is the captain, who's on fire. Scorcha, if you want to roll the fire damage for me, please.
Oh yeah, what is that again? Sorry.
It is D3 mortal wounds.
D3.
Okay, so that is 1 mortal
Okay.
wound. And then I'm going to spend a ruin to get rid of the fire, so he doesn't have to waste an action. And then he pulls out his own flamethrower and aims it directly
Ooh.
at Scorcha. Give him a taste of his own
Uh,
medicine.
Scorcher tilts his head and points like unbelievingly like me.
All right. Well, let's see what he can do here. He gets
Ooh.
a critical hit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, get fucked, noob. Oh, that was pathetic. 10 damage, but you are on fire.
Okay.
What does Flamer do? Ignore cover. Doesn't matter. You're not in cover. Is it weird that the shotgun has spread, but a flamethrower doesn't? That seems really weird to me. Anywho, you're on fire. And your
Yes.
critical hit is 66. Grizzly
Oh.
amputation. The foe's
Oh.
limb is removed with extreme prejudice, leaving their body in a crimson arc. The target suffers 1 mortal wound, and 1 limb is destroyed. Roll 1d6. On an even result, the activating player chooses. On an odd result, the GM chooses. All right. Welcome to the
Oh,
41st
man.
millennium. Go ahead and roll a d6.
Shit. Shit. Whew.
Okay, so even, so you can choose what limb it is. Either one of your arms or one of your legs.
I was about to ask, is the head a limb?
I don't know. I was going to say, I mean, yeah, if you want to pick your head, that's fine.
Yeah, let's go with the left leg, like just above the knee.
Okay. Well, totally melted as the flames just burn through your body and basically melt your leg to nothing.
Oh no!
And yeah, well, that's the worst critical you can get is a 66. So
Yeah.
that's it, folks.
Shit.
All right. Well, the Enforcer Captain can die knowing he did something. Loktar. Scorcha screams in pain as he falls to the ground, clutching a burnt stump of a leg.
Alright, I'm gonna... I don't know, I guess jump on this table and slash this guy.
Okay.
Get him with Boss Killer.
Yeah, I was thinking about Boss Killer today.
And that's not far enough to get a charge bonus, right?
Well, probably because Knox, you got to jump up on the table, so that kind of slow down your momentum a little bit. That is a hit. Roll damage, please. And yeah, 13 AP 3. I mean, he's sitting on like 2 health, so that will definitely put down the captain, screaming Xeno scum as he is slain. Grave Scorcha, you take 3 mortal wounds from the fire. And... well, when you're on fire,
Yeah.
you need to make a DN3 athletics test to put the fire out. Or you can attempt to ignore the pain and make a DN3 willpower test. And then you can act as normal, but if you fail the willpower test, you're hindered.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do the athletics. And that was
Alright.
DN3.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay. You
Ooh.
pass, but you have a complication. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, you do pass, so you're not on fire anymore. Doesn't make any sense. Clumsy or tongue-tied. You say or do something you didn't mean to, causing a problem.
How about I try and stand, but still trying to use the left leg, so I just whiff completely?
Excuse me. Yeah, that works. You're obviously prone because you lost a fucking leg. So, but you're not on fire anymore.
Yeah. Great.
All right. Head Hacka, you might be able to see Scorcha from where you're standing. Almost. You can almost see him through the door. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess what I want to do is probably launch another grenade out of the Mega Blaster, or whatever sort of ordnance we want to call it, at the Enforcer with a shotgun towards the door, but not like directly at him, more like at a, say like 2 squares towards, 2 squares closer, just like kind of at his
Well,
feet.
that's fine because you can
Wait, what's-
pick a spot because it's a blast weapon. So
Yeah. What's the ping button?
hold down left mouse button.
Oh, you just hold it. Yeah, like say
Okay,
right
go for
there. Cool. Here we go.
Kyle, I recommend looking through the rules to see if there's specific rules for a missing limb beyond the obvious.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's a lot of ones. Oh no!
Oh, no, not this again. Alright, so it's still supercharged, so that's bad for
Yep.
me. I'm just gonna die right now.
Okay. You didn't hit either. You missed. You have 2
my
successes
God.
and it's DN4.
Yeah, because I'm injured, so it's up 1
Yep.
from the 3. Well, I guess if I miss, it just scatters, which has some kind of thing that happens.
Yeah, there's a chart. There's a chart
like
you roll on to see which direction it
Go ahead
goes.
Just reroll
Yeah.
failed.
Can I
I'm
wrap
gonna wrap
that?
that one. Let's see if that helps. Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah. 7 successes. Wow. All right.
So now I can shift some of those into glory, but not damage because that's how blast weapons
Okay.
work. And
I like that every time you fire this thing, we have to like take a class on how the fucking rules of the game work. Okay, 18 damage minus 3. Why do I even bother looking at his stats? He's dead.
cool. Well, let's see how dead I am. So roll complication, which is
Ooh, weapon malfunction. So you have to make a tech
Okay.
test to get your gun working
Great.
again. Okay, and then what do you take?
Cool.
D3 wounds, is it? From the overcharge?
I believe. I want to say it's probably more than that. Actually, I'm not sure.
It's supercharge, right?
Supercharge,
take
yeah.
D6 mortal wounds. A complication. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 6!
Well, I'm down. I'm down as hell.
Holy fuck. Alright. Oh my god.
And with that, the tides have immediately turned away from us.
Yeah. Oh god, what happens when you hit 0 wounds? I forget. Where's
I think
Okay,
it's under death and die.
if you suffer more wounds than your maximum wounds, you're dying. You can only crawl, you're prone, and you can only fall back or take a basic combat action. You are also counted as wounded. If you take additional wounds while dying, you gain a traumatic injury. Okay, so I think you get a memorable injury, I think, off the bat. And then if you take more damage, you're going to take a traumatic injury. So you're basically prone and down. So Peppa,
How
go ahead.
How far can I crawl? Because I still have a move action, right? I can like slink out into these stairs or
You're
something.
gonna have to check. You have
How
to
much
check
does it crawl?
in the. Oh wait, here it is. Half speed.
Okay, so that's 5 down to 2, let's say, and then I can get
So two squares.
Let's say away from Pepper in case he gets hit by it. No, wait, that's not gonna work anyway because it's 4. I just want to be as out of line of sight as possible. Oh god, that guy's there. Cough. Okay. Well,
Alright.
whatever. It's not
Well,
gonna work
Peppa,
anyway.
hilariously, you get to watch as twice Headhacker's gun explodes in bright blue light, but the second time he falls to the ground, crawling away, smoking and charred. Orc boys are next, but they're dead. Well, let's take them off the initiative tracker here. Back to the top. Round 4. We have 2 enforcers remaining. Well, this one is going to pick up his gun, or his maul, and he's going to go... He's going to come and attack you, Peppa, in close combat.
Okay.
Hua! Another complication, but he hits, dealing 10 damage, AP 1, and it is agonizing, so every wound is going to do a point of shock as well.
Okay. So I will roll my determination. I take no wounds.
Okay. Well done. The other enforcer... Well, he can't... The only person he can see is Scorcha.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, you know what? I
Ruh-roh.
think he can... He could see his commander getting killed, so he's going to run over here to the door and take a shot at Loktar. He probably figures the orc with one leg and who's on fire is probably not as much of a threat as the guy with boss killer. So, quit resisting! That was a hit. Just barely. 11 damage, Loktar, as a slug strikes you from the side. Okay, you soak one of them. Peppa, your turn.
I'm trying to find what the rules for shooting while you're in combat are.
Oh, that is a great question.
I don't.
I don't
see-
believe you can do it because unless you have a pistol or an item that has a pistol trait. You can shoot into a combat, but if you are engaged, you cannot use a ranged weapon. I'm fairly certain, but we can double check that.
Okay.
Let's go to combat. Let's go to ranged attacks and see what it says. And we got some crazy static coming from me there, Matt. Yeah, I only see firing into melee.
Right. Then what is the? What happens when I run away from a guy who's attacking me?
Okay, here it is. Very first part of ranged attacks. You cannot fire a ranged weapon while engaged unless it has the pistol trait.
Gotcha.
You want to disengage?
Well, can I just walk away from him?
I believe you take an attack of opportunity if you attempt to do that. Let's look at, I think it's called disengage. Or it's fall back, isn't it? Combat action to stop an enemy using a reflexive action. Let's just double check here. If you are engaged with an enemy and they choose to move out of engagement range, you may use your reflexive action to make a melee attack against them. If you move out of engagement range with an enemy, they may do the same. You cannot make a reflexive action if the target uses the fallback combat option. Fallback is a melee action, though. So...
That's a combat action.
It's a combat action, too, so you wouldn't be able to shoot then if you did that.
Yeah. Oof. Well, I will just walk away from him, and because I'm not really built for melee, boys.
He's going to take the hit.
Oh wait, I have a plasma pistol.
Uh-oh.
So I'm just gonna
Oh.
let the heavy bolter drop from both hands to one hand, pull out the mechatendrite plasma pistol, aim it at his face. I'm gonna go for a headshot.
Sometimes that's what you got to do, you know?
Hey man, sometimes.
You're using the aim action, correct?
I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe.
So let me double check. I believe the head is small, so it will, or no, medium, so it will be two extra damage dice. Because I. All right. And how do I supercharge?
Oh boy.
Uh,
If you supercharge, you get to add 3 ED, but if you get a complication, you take D6 mortal wounds.
Well, we'll risk it for the biscuit. I want to see what happens.
Oh, blow yourself up, please.
Nope, it's a critical.
Critical hit, even better. 8 successes, holy fuck. Alright.
Only one of them is going to shift for damage. So roll damage. 23
Chris.
Oh my god.
minus 3.
Yep.
And his headshot. Brutal rupture.
Well, suffice to say, that is plenty of damage to the face, and he is dead.
Nice.
Loktar, you're next. There's one dude remaining, just the guy outside the door.
The one who just shot me.
Yep.
I'm gonna charge him or attack him.
Realizes he's fucked up. You can charge from there because you're jumping
Okay.
off the table now. You're not jumping on it, so momentum would be on your side here. Another critical. Oh my goodness.
Eish, boys.
Oh man. Headshot. Okay.
Oh.
15 damage minus 3. Is that enough?
To the head?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you drive Boss Killer through his head into the wall, pinning him to the wall, and then he just slumps to the ground when you draw the sword out, and he is toast. Wow. Okay, well that happened. What a crazy fight.
Sheesh. Was a little
Yes.
close at that.
You just thought you were gonna waltz in here and slap these guys. I mean, you did, but a few things happened after that.
I think we have to carry a few people out.
I mean,
well,
goodness.
Peppa's gonna immediately start injecting Ed Aka with some Peppa stimulants and
Okay,
try
let's
to resurrect
let's,
them.
let's check the rules here really quick. Okay,
So I went down. I get to roll on this memorable injuries
that's what
table
I'm
again.
checking.
Yeah. I do have a Healy talent just for being the duck. What does this do?
Yeah, so when you hit dying, which you were, you immediately suffer a memorable injury and fall prone, and you can't get back up while you're dying. So yeah, you get the memorable injury, and then
Let's see what we got. It's
broken
Hey.
jaw.
broken jaw.
Now, where is the tape here? Is it? I think I need to look in the actual book. I think there's see if there's any extra text here, because Foundry doesn't give us a whole lot to work with.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle, you had a broken jaw at one point, didn't you?
I did.
I think you might still have the wireframe going on for that.
I do. And it locks into my new mask. Oh boy, I'm gonna need a new set of wheels.
Don't say that around the mech of the Pain Boy.
You'll have the coolest, shiniest, reddest wheels. Put you on like a little tricycle.
Oh god, no. Oh, just a regular leg would be fine.
Oh, no, that's not how this works.
Well, we're orcs. It's gotta be dope.
Yeah. You thought you was getting a leg? Oh, no.
You now got spider legs.
Oh, yeah, there is, if you already have a broken jaw, then it would become a cut tongue. So,
Oh boy.
Yeah, the one that I have is the battle scar.
well, add
So I
broken jaw to
I
that.
can have those. Wait, is this? Was that from the list of things?
Oh no, just the guy who can help you with that.
It looks like I gotta help both of you.
Yeah, so right now, you're hard to understand because your jaw's all fucked up. Otherwise, you're not dying anymore. Scorcha, on the other hand, you're not on fire anymore. That's good.
Yep.
Let's see what's going to happen with this messed up leg of yours, though.
Yeah. I mean, we are orcs. I can probably just staple it back on.
Okay, so well, it was melted by a flamethrower. There's no leg to staple back on.
Oh.
You suffer a severe leg injury.
Oh.
Losing both legs means you're unable to walk, run, or sprint, and may only crawl.
Oh jeez.
Penalties for traumatic injuries are mitigated entirely by acquiring a replacement. Most commonly, this is an augmetic limb or eye, or even augmetic innards within the torso. See augmetic reconstruction. Okay. Well, I think until you have a suitable fix, let's say that your speed is reduced by half.
Okay.
Rounding down if it's an odd number,
Sure.
because it's the grim dark in the 41st millennium.
Of course. Oh, Scorcher. Oh, buddy.
Wow. So we've got a fucked up gun that misfired twice. We've got a burnt orc missing a leg. Head Hacka's jaw has been smashed to pieces. But hey, you got the control room under your control, so there's that.
Yeah, small miracle.
Yeah. So what do you guys do next?
Well, I'll give one of them back some HP
Okay.
to
Probably
medicate
Head
this.
Hacka because Head Hacka is at 0.
Right.
Is it awareness to kind of check out my surroundings?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do awareness, see if there's anything useful for me.
Okay.
And Aka, you get 9 wounds back.
Wow.
Nice.
There's a bunch of dead regular orc boys here, right?
There was 2.
I was gonna say.
Can I chop off one of their legs and jam it onto grave scorches?
There's some
Um,
flying around.
I mean, you'll probably have to bring him back to your lab to do any
Yeah.
like serious surgery,
Surgery.
but it's potential, yeah, I guess. So yeah, Head Hacka, he'll need to operate on your jaw, so you can't really speak right now. But you are alive and conscious, and in a lot of pain.
All right. Give Pepra a thumbs up.
He returns your thumbs up.
Well, eventually, Zingits would, pop out of a vent or something and join you guys with a couple of the other grots. And, some of your boys have amassed to help take over the rest of the armory and get things under control. But again, this is the control room to the armory. So the actual armory is on the lower level, but you guys can control everything from here. At least the stuff that hasn't been damaged in the fight.
We kind of did, blow some stuff up.
Any active terminals or whatever.
Wow, you guys did a number to this place, huh?
Yeah. Looks good.
It's ours now. Let's get the boys resupplied.
He looks at Head Hacker, he says, "Oh man, what happened to you?"
Boom!
You don't say. And then he sees Scorcha as well, and he's like, And he sees the dead enforcer captain with the flamethrower, and he says, "How's that saying go? You play with fire too much, you're gonna get burned?" Something like that.
It happens.
Well, a few orcs down and a few legs down, but otherwise, I guess we're in good shape, eh?
Yeah, good.
Okay, so what's the word now, boss? What do you need done? What are we doing?
Let's get the boys resupplied. Let's make sure we leave someone in charge here. Zingits, your grots, why don't you take this space?
Yeah, absolutely. And he whistles, and grots begin to stream out of every vent and little space, and begin doing just that. And he goes over to one of the terminals, and it looks like he presses a few buttons, gets into some sort of intercom system, and he says, "Well, you all heard the boss. Guns on us!" And he presses a big button that you're guessing opens the main door to the armory, and you guys can hear down below in the hallway a nice wah echo through the ship as the orcs begin to raid the armory.
Mean shit. Should we take any first loot? Any goodies?
Oh yeah, that's right. Mulgrim's supposed to get first pick, right? So
After
he quickly presses the button to close the door, and you hear many orcs shouting and arguing downstairs and fighting. Clearly happy about that. Yeah, form an orderly queue. We'll get you guns in a minute.
It's a very British game when they're forming queues.
Well, yeah, we'll get this place. We'll try to get it up and running again. I don't know if we can fix that. And he points over to the big hole in one of the screens where this guy's chair used to be.
Yikes.
Yeah, well, there's a few more screens and buttons we can press, so we'll figure it out.
All right, let's get the rest of these boys fixed up. Figure out where we're going next.
Yeah, at this rate, we're gonna have Iron Jaws 2 and 3 now here, as he points at Head Hacker.
I'll wave the power claw around.
Well, I assume you return back to get them patched up, Peppa.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did we do for Kyle? I'm assuming we had you make some sort of Medicaid test to try to patch him up. His
Yeah.
fucked up jaw.
So I'll
Yes.
try to fix Ed Aka's jaw, unless he wants to try to do it with tech. I don't know.
I mean, if you want to take a crack at it
Okay.
first.
Let's give it a go.
Do you remember what we ran for the difficulty number on this?
I do
guess,
not.
how are you patching it up? What are you attempting to do here?
Probably the same thing I did last time. Just take a piece of metal, make it essentially a brace, and bolt it into his jaw.
Okay. Give me a Medicaid test at DN5.
Okay. And I get bonuses for working on orcs. Let me check what that is. Double my rank. Okay, so I get 2. Deuce.
Is it rank?
That
or
says
tier?
rank. Double rank bonus dice to all Medicaid tests made on characters with orc keyword.
Do we get up a rank, or was it a tier? I can't remember.
Damn,
which
I gotta
is
use
which.
a
No,
rank.
tier stayed the same. Rank 2 is when you have 40 XP.
40. Okay, we're not quite
I
there.
think
Oh,
you guys
right.
are at 30 or 35 XP.
Yeah, well, I think we're pretty close.
Yeah. So. Okay. All right. It's a difficult surgery, but you do pull it off with the use of your wrath point. And Head Hacka, you basically have like a pseudo iron gob, basically just a plate or two of metal that has been bolted into your mandible to set it and help it heal. And it hurts like shit.
I did my best. Some of my finest work. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Scorcha, when you get to him, his leg has been completely melted just above the knee.
Oh.
It's cauterized, there's no bleeding going on, but there is nothing of his original leg to try to salvage.
No.
All right.
Gone.
This might be a job to work with Ed Acker. Can't really create you a new leg out of flesh. We got some orc legs I could just start chopping, but you know.
Oh, we've some experience with augmetics, but not as many with the musculature.
That's some fancy words he's throwing around.
So we'll just wing it.
Well, what are we aiming for here?
We need to give him a leg. Maybe we can find one of them servers and take its legs. You got metal legs. Servitors, that's the word.
Yeah. That seems practical.
Well, let's see if there's actual rules in here other than buying a augmetic. Let's
Yep.
check.
Gotta spend your
We,
equity to get it.
we can do a requisition or acquisition or whatever.
Okay, let's see. Now it says limbs and organs lost in service of the Emperor's war machine can be replaced at a reasonable cost, extending your service to the Imperium. The details of each particular reconstruction are for you and your GM to decide, from mechanical prostheses to vat-grown tissue grafts, but all augmetic reconstructions are obvious to any observer unless you pay for a subtle one, usually doubling the value. A successful augmetic reconstruction restores the missing body part, removing any penalties and restrictions caused by the injury. Okay, well, an augmetic leg is... check augmetic reconstruction, because that's for 2, that's for a pair. Well, we're only doing 1, so I would just imagine it would be half. So it's normally value 4, rarity rare, so we'll say it's value 2, and what's a less rare than that? We'll say uncommon.
Okay.
So, I would say we're going to need a roll from Head Hacka to build it, and then a roll from Peppa to attach it. So I'm going to need a Head Hacka. I'm going to need a tech test, and it's going to be DN... going to be DN6 to build this.
Okay.
So we're going to do base DN3, and then because of the rarity, it's +1, and then the value is going to add 2 more to that.
Gotcha. Well, I have Fix It Propa. Would this apply here? Because I can get plus double rank bonus on tech tests to fix any weapon, vehicle, or other machine with the orc keyword.
Yeah, I'd allow that.
Nice. All right, well, let's see.
Because technically, you're just building the leg, so it is a piece of technology.
Whoops, that's too many. There we go. DN6. 1, 2, 3, go. That's 6.
First try, nice.
That's a lot of dice.
I like how it
Holy
says approved
Yeah.
when you succeed.
shit.
Yeah.
And then it says heresy when you fail.
Nice little touch, Foundry.
I think that's new. I don't remember that from last time. All right. Well, you pass, so you have built an augmetic leg. What does it look like, Matt?
Well, it's kind of a simple augmetic, so I think for the most part, it's kind of like a servo, like a loader leg, like one of your Ripley Exo armor sort of
Oh, yeah.
Deals.
Like a big ass
Big-
foot.
flat foot.
Yes.
Yeah.
He clunks around every time he walks. Yeah. Okay, I dig that. All right, Peppa, you are delivered sometime later a oversized augmetic leg that has a really large foot, but looks like it'll do the trick. So you're just gonna have to, slap it on this guy. Let's see what the Medicaid skill actually says here. You think he'd be getting a bionic leg tonight at Kyle?
Was not expecting that. No. Was not on my bingo card.
Wacky orc adventures, including losing limbs.
Oh boy. This was not OSHA approved.
Orcsha. It's Orcsha approved.
OSHA approved.
We'll say DN5.
Okie
for this
dokie.
test.
All right, let's do it, boys.
Wow.
Nine successes, no
Complication.
complication.
Oh no. Oh
Uh-oh.
no. Oh
I
no.
always roll warp interference.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Kyle, Scorcho, you
Yeah.
awake to find yourself with a new leg. It's basically a big, thick chunk of metal that resembles a leg. It has a knee, it has a foot, it's got, a thigh and then the shin area. But it's very big and boxy. It's kind of like, like he said, it's the leg of like a power loader, so it's not, it's not curved, it's not rounded, it's just this big hunking thing. And whether it's from Head Hacka's tech test or Peppa's surgery, you wouldn't know. But Peppa, your complication here is going to be that every time he needs to do if he ever moves more than his base movement, so what's your base movement, 4 or 5, I think?
It's under combat speeds. 5 or 6.
5.
Probably.
Okay, so if you ever move more than 5, you have
Uh-huh.
to roll a dice, and if you roll a 1, the leg locks up and you can't move.
Oh,
No.
shit. Okay.
Rip, my bad, bud.
Some faulty wiring or messed up gears or something, or just like an old, the old like sailor's knee, it just clicks. And because it's warp interference, your character obviously won't know this yet, but when warp activity is happening near you, your knee will start to hurt, like the old sailor when it's going to be raining or a storm is coming.
Star for carbon. Feel it in the knee.
Excellent.
Shit. Well, maybe we should go chase down that psyker lady now. Now that your leg hurts every time psychic shit happens.
Okay, well, the armory is under your control, and eventually you can equip the tribe and get a little bit better gear for everyone, or at least make sure that everyone has proper weapons, which obviously goes to increasing the morale of the orcs even more. Now, also, before I forget, everybody needs to roll for their objective for tonight.
That was just a D6, right?
Yes, correct. I'm trying to remember where the
Oh.
Yep, where it is.
yeah, in the rules. Let's see here. Okay.
Oh.
What'd you guys roll?
2.
Solve a problem with the brutality of the orc god Gork.
Okay.
5.
Solve a problem with the sage knowledge that bigger is better.
I mean,
Ed Aka got a 1.
Start
Start a
fight.
fight.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Nice.
And then I rolled a 6, which is apply the cunning of the orc god Mork to a situation.
All right. Okay. Well, there you have it. So, what is next on the green screen? Well, you know what? I think what we'll do here, you guys will obviously have a chance to decide what to do next. So I could probably be a little bit of planning phase here. So, yeah, what's next on the agenda here, fellas?
I guess as a super quick aside, I think because of the wrath complication, I have to spend some time fixing the weapon, and also was gonna sit back because for the second half of Fix It Proper is that I can tinker with a weapon and add my rank to the weapon's range, ED salvo rating, or other rated trait it already possesses.
Oh, like a permanent upgrade?
Semi-permanent. It goes away until the machine, or when the machine suffers a complication, or at our next respite, whichever comes
Okay,
first.
well, it's just a simple DN4 tech test, so that's all you got to do to fix it.
I think I can get that, because that definitely has the word keyword. Why is it going up like that? Alright, whatever. DN4.
Oh, wow. Yep, that'll do it. Do you have to do a separate roll to boost it, or is that part of it?
I think that's just a thing that I get when I can tinker during a respite zone.
Is that your
Or
class
that's a class
ability?
thing,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, keep filling up those memorable injuries. Your goal is to collect all 6, okay?
Is that how it works?
Yeah. That's how you win.
In there.
Wasn't aware, but I will start working on that pronto.
Hey, man, that's how you win in role-playing games. You
Get the
die
most injuries.
epic, horrible death possible.
That tracks, yeah.
Trust me, it's liberating. Okay. What's next? Do you guys want this map or the map of the system? It's up to you. You guys should be able to bounce between it, I think. So whichever map you guys need to look at. Yeah, so you've got the army under control. The only real outliner on the ship at this point is the rogue trader and I guess potentially the ogrins, but you don't know where they are. We don't really know where the rogue trader or the psyker is either. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the ship is well and truly under your control.
Do we need
Most of the crew is human, a majority of the crew, I should say, and they more or less fall in line. Most of them are happy to be out from under the boot of the rogue trader, and they don't seem to have a problem throwing in with Xenos. The various alien species on the ship, the Kroot, of course, at this point, are kind of like allies of you guys, so they're in for the long haul. The Ogrins, you haven't found them yet. And then you haven't spoken with the Eldar at all. And as far as like your ultimatum that you gave everybody last time, Loktar, the other factions have more or less fallen in line too. So some of the other species like the Ratlings and the Tau that are on the ship, they don't seem to be given any problems. They're either too scared or they're just willing to move on to a new overlord, so to speak. But the Kroot are enthusiastic about being on your side.
Nice.
Okay.
So yeah, whatever you guys want to do next, the ship is yours.
Probably don't want that soccer lady going around and burning stuff, right? With her mind powers.
Right. We'll have to deal with her.
Yeah.
Let's
Still got that black rock.
Hey, my idea, maybe I could walk around the halls, ringing it like a bell. See, bring out your psychers.
Yeah.
See if
Can't
kids
hurt.
want to.
maybe stay away from the Eldar. They might have something to say about that.
Oh. So, yeah. Haven't seen them much.
We need to find out what they want. Get them off our ship.
Is anyone up there by the Giller field?
At this point, there might be, you don't know, actually.
And that's not equipment we would normally use, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are normally confined to the reactor, so...
I just mean, like, orcs, they don't really have Gellert fields, do they? On their own ships?
I don't believe so.
Guess we just rip our way through the warp and just ignore the demons.
They actually do talk about that in Rogue Trader. I'll look that up while you guys discuss things. Because I did read it at one point because I knew it was going to come up and I don't recall what it was, so.
Thinks you gotta get the boys a proper fight. Gets on planet.
Yeah. We're like right outside of planet, right?
You'd go back to the one with the black rock.
A bit of a moon, actually.
Okay, here's
But we could
the
plan that.
description from the Rogue Trader book. In place of the flickering Geller fields of Imperial starships, orcs use a variety of adornments, totems, huge plate teeth, and glyphs to ward off the malign influence of the warp. Whether these actually scare off warp creatures, as freebooters have been known to claim, or simply inspire such confidence in the crews that the ships are wreathed in crackling shield of Wa energy while in the warp is unknown. However, they do seem to work. So if it was a normal orc ship, you guys wouldn't build Geller fields. This ship already has Geller fields on it, so you guys would, maybe even just doing a little research, but you guys probably know what they're meant to do. Whether or not you choose to keep them turned on is totally up to you.
Well,
I suppose if we're in system, it's not the most essential of things. Although it's like a warp.
It's just when you're traveling through the warp that you
No.
would turn on the Geller fields. Otherwise, you normally don't have
Right.
them on.
the demons don't rip their ways into the material world through our bodies.
Yeah.
I
Almost
think we
like
may want to have the Big Mac start outfitting the ship in Orky fashion.
hamburger. The Big Mac. All right, I see myself out.
What?
I was there.
Well, so when do we want to drop planet side and start getting into a fight? Right?
Yeah, more fights, please.
Alright, let's everybody's armed up. Let's get the ship in orbit.
So you guys are currently in orbit above the moon of Capra.
Which is not the Blackstone planet?
That is the planet, yes, where you were sent on your first mission, where you guys found the Black Stone in that underground facility and you fought the big robot. That's the one that is basically like Earth's moon Luna.
Mhm.
It's pretty barren landscape, and it's got the dome colonies that the Adeptus Mechanicus more or less control. And then I believe through the ship systems that you found, they've also got, I think there's 5 colonies. Yeah, there's 5 colonies, and there's large ceramite deposits here on the moon. The moon itself is pretty rich in minerals that the Adeptus Mechanicus has used for mining operations. So there's a pretty standard mining operation across most of the moon. They use these massive drilling devices to help get where they need to go. It's mostly human workforce with, they've got servitors for some of the more dangerous stuff. And then the colonies themselves are where they all live in huge hab blocks. And then, the colonies are built over some of the primary deposits, so that's where like the biggest camps were when they first started excavating. But you do know that they leave the bubble colonies, the dome colonies, to mine elsewhere. And then from what you learned about with the tech priest that was part of the Rogue Traders crew, is that supposedly there have been discoveries of this black stone on this planet, and he had convinced the Rogue Trader that it was worth trying to get their hands on some of this. And that there was the potential to put them in direct conflict with the Adeptus Mechanicus, which you guys know, while not unheard of for parts of the Imperium to be fighting each other, that's still, quote unquote, guys on the same side, kind of fighting each other or trying to pull one over on the other. So, I guess for simplicity's sake, the rogue trader didn't really have any right to be here because this is already under Imperial control and probably Adeptus Mechanicus control in specific. So the fact that they came here and they sent you guys to go get this stuff, it's almost like they're kind of stealing right out from under the Adeptus Mechanicus. So that would seem weird to you that they would be willing to risk coming into that kind of conflict. It also seems, from what you can piece together, is that the discovery of the Black Stone seems to be kind of off the official record of this moon. The only real reason you find anything out about it is from what the tech priest on this ship discovered. And it's clear to you that it's not meant to be, quote-unquote, public knowledge or part of the public record.
All right. I think it's time for us to head planet side.
What is the plan when you get there? What are you guys trying to actually do or go or accomplish?
Yeah, because we had our initial sojourn out there to like an abandoned site, and then folks from the Bubble City came over. Would probably be like,
Why are there orcs on our goddamn moon?
Yeah, I mean the moon itself, is dotted with cave networks and things like that. Again, you don't know the specifics of how the tech priest discovered that particular location, but you might assume that there's other similar things to search for or find. You could also obviously target one of the dome cities or try to get inside and gather more information or find out more about what's going on, or just start wrecking stuff.
I don't think we're gonna go back and start wandering the mines. I feel like probably find a good hub where I would assume that the miners are bringing the material back.
Are you referring to the Blackstone?
Just any. I mean, if it's a mining planet, they're probably bringing whatever they're finding back to some processing plant.
Yeah, so everything that they mine, whether it's something within the dome cities or without, it's brought back to the dome cities. Each of these dome cities has several entrances, usually 3 to 6 entrances, around the outside. And they're basically these massive airlocks. So, and by massive, I mean these things are probably the size of a city block, if not bigger. So, they come in with, the carts or trucks or whatever they have to transport things, and the raw materials are in there. They go through the airlocks, and then they go towards whatever processing plant or facility within the dome city that's going to be taking care of things. And so these, basically the dome cities really are comprised of two main things. There's the areas where the human workers all live, just massive hab blocks, just kind of cramped apartments, basically. Think of it like that, just one on top of another, tightly packed, very modest, minimal places for them to live. And then you've got all the mechanical stuff, which, so there's processing plants, there's, some mining devices, because some of these, again, are right on top of areas that they're still excavating and mining. Still be, entrances to the lower mines. There's the drilling devices. And then obviously there's all sorts of Adeptus Mechanicus stuff, like temples and things like that. And then the places where the Adeptus Mechanicus would quote unquote live. So there's factories, manufactorums, things of that nature. But it's all contained within these massive domes, since the outside of the planet doesn't really have atmosphere.
All right, then I say we go for one of the dome cities.
All right, sounds good to me.
Do we know how many dome cities are on the planet?
There are 5 colonies. Yep, that's it. The only other thing outside of the dome cities is if they've found like a new vein that they're excavating, they might set up a temporary camp. But they're just little small encampments. They're not these major entities. These dome cities probably have hundreds of thousands, if not, a couple million people. I mean, they're not anywhere like a hive city. So yeah, probably hundreds of thousands, and a lot of that is probably just basic workers. And that the Adeptus Mechanicus does have armed forces here, because you've encountered some of them. But you're guessing, or maybe by what you guys can find in the system, that roughly like 75% of any one of the dome cities is just the workforce, and then 25% would be servitors, Adeptus Mechanicus, tech priests, AdMech staff, and AdMech armed forces. So Scutari patrols and whatever other armed forces they may have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no like Titans or anything stomping around, but they might have like the occasional dune crawler or their Archaeoraptor flyer things, or maybe the Cataphract destroyers or the Sicarian troops. You're not sure about any of those details. But as far as, being defended, I mean, they do have defenses, but it's, it's not like a fucking fortress or a Forge World or anything like that.
Okay. All right, boys. Let's go take a city.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Before we go, we should check out, the armory to see if there's any heavy armor that us naked people can wear.
Okay. Well, what exactly are you looking for? I mean, as far as armor, the heaviest thing that they would have would be the armor that the enforcers are wearing.
That probably wouldn't fit an orc, right?
No, not unless you heavily modified it. Orcs typically are just bigger than a human.
Yeah.
And they have a little bit different proportions because of the way they stand.
Yeah.
We can check with the mechs. See what they've been working on.
Yeah, we could. I still think he's gonna betray us, but maybe he's seen the light of Boss Walked out. Maybe he's... I mean, you killed so many bosses now, he might not want to stick his neck out, actually.
I don't know why there's all this hate for Mulgrim. He's done nothing but been kind and helpful to you.
He betrayed us, voice of Gork.
Debatable.
Yeah, so I guess I'll try to barter with the big mechs and see if they have any heavy armor or can fashion me some heavy armor.
Well, you may attempt a requisition roll if you would like to do so.
And can I use strength instead of?
Yeah, this would definitely be strength because you're dealing with other orcs.
Nice. All right. So
how this works.
It's a value 3 uncommon item for heavy armor.
Value 3 uncommon, you said?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so the value of the war gear, you said value 3.
Mm-hmm.
Determines the base value, and the rarity is modified. Uncommon is +1 DN. So if it's value 3, it's DN 3 and then +1 because of the rarity, so DN 4.
Okay.
And if you have any extra matching keywords beyond the first, you get a +1 bonus die. Obviously you have orc.
Yeah. Heavy and primitive, I don't know. Don't think so.
Nope. So, yeah, straight up. And then you can spend wealth here after you roll
Nice.
to give yourself extra successes, extra icons.
That's good.
Ooh, tuna count. What happens if you get I think there's actually something special here when you get a complication. If you roll a complication on the influence test, you lose 1 wealth.
No! That's so mean! Okay.
Says the guy who gets 1 wealth every
I
session.
know.
Just want to point that out, guys.
Yeah.
He's already greedy. We're only 8 weeks in.
Hey, I mean, what can I say?
Yeah, so that represents your bargaining and your haggling or trying to track this item down. You basically have to spend extra money to try to source it, so to speak.
Right. Okay.
You know, it's not like just your money vanishes for no reason.
So
you've got 2 successes. You need 2 more. Do you want to wrath that or use any glory?
yeah, is it okay if I use a single glory, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 1.
Fuck you, game. All right. I
Not like
will.
that.
Yeah, I'll slide 2 more teeth to whoever I'm bargaining with.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say it's probably one of the lesser mechs in Mulgrim's group. He's like, well, what are you buying?
What are you selling?
Oh, I got just the thing for you, lad.
Right, because I don't like getting shot anymore.
Wait, who does?
There's some crazy orcs out there. What do you say?
Well, I mean, it's fun to get shot at, just not to get shot. There's
Yeah,
a difference.
yeah.
Well, this ought to do the trick. It's the latest in our Eviama. It's you'll notice it's better than the other stuff, and considering you're just wearing this smock, I think it'll help.
Well, you know, bigger is better.
You got it. Damn right it is.
All right, great. And I guess with that, I've also achieved my goal of the objective for doing bigger is better. Great.
Yeah, that's fine. It is. Well, I mean, it is bigger and better than what you had. So
It's a 100% increase on my arm.
better than what you got.
Yep.
All right. So you
Right.
bought orc heavy armor, right?
Yep.
Okay. Proper orc now. Okay. What is anybody else doing? Any requisitioning or anything before you guys decide to head down and cause some ruckus?
Well, I've come across this entry in the tools and equipment box
Oh,
that
boy.
says an ammorunt is an orcoid lackey that crafts and manages ammunition for its master, which is a grot that follows all the the owner's commands more or less loyalty. You ignore all complications related to your ranged weapons and gain +2 ammo, which the grunt carries.
Awesome. And what was this
As-
under?
as-
What is it?
Ignore all
What is it under?
complications? Is that what I think it says? Tools and equipment.
Okay.
It's
Ammo
Valley
run,
5, very
okay.
uncommon.
Uh,
Valley 5
An-
is a lot. I probably can't afford that, but I wanted to clear that.
Orcoid
As, like,
lackey that crafts and manages the ammunition of its designated master with a sniveling fastidinous? I've never seen that word in my life. What the fuck is
fastidiousness.
fastidiousness? Is that a word? I guess. Fastidiousness. Oh, it sounds proper, Orky. The ammo runt has the profile of a grot and follows all the owner's commands more or less loyally. You ignore all complications related to your ranged weapons and gain +2 ammo, which the runt carries. Yeah, I mean, that's what it says it does, so I guess that's what it does. I guess you just got to find a grot who's willing to be loyal enough to do that.
'Cause that could really save my bacon if I could source a fellow
I mean,
like
keep
that.
in mind he could get killed because he is a grot. So,
That's
but
true. He
yeah,
probably
but
will.
he might, he might save you for a few rounds. I could imagine. I think I could understand why Head Hacka would want this after his last fight. So, yeah. Well, it's value 5 and uncommon. So it'd be a total of DN6 to acquire one.
Okay. I will put that on my wish list for future.
And well, I mean, you
potential.
get 1 requisition a session. So unless there's something else you want to try to get,
I guess I might as well throw. Yeah.
so you're doing orc stuff. So you get to use your strength instead of your influence,
So it's not literally.
and then you can just spend wealth, if you have any, after the fact.
This is an influence test, right? So that's one way.
Well, it's an influence test, but you use strength instead of influence because you're an orc dealing with other orcs.
Yeah. As a death skull, I get a plus
Oh,
one
it's-
bonus or plus rank bonus to.
Oh,
Oh.
cool. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, they're the scavengers.
Yeah, I'll just try that, I guess.
Look at that. There's 4
Oh.
right off the bat.
God damn, son.
So close.
Use a glory.
You could wrath, and then you could add a glory too.
Yeah, I put a couple glory in, so I don't feel too bad adding one of
Yeah.
those. Wait, what is that? Do I
Yeah, just roll
a-
a d6.
and then you have to decrement
Yeah.
that. Come on, big money.
Ooh, the biggest,
6. There you go.
the biggest money.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
6. However, yes, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is exactly enough. You have found
Perfect.
a grot who has heard of your epic deeds and wishes to serve you loyally as your ammo carrier.
That's
I do expect a name for said grot, so it can be all the more tragic when
Alright.
he dies.
Oh my gosh.
And then you resurrect him as a rowboat version of himself.
Because he, if you use him, we will give him a token, and he will be alongside you when you fight. So he needs to be careful that he doesn't get blasted.
Sure.
So if you roll a complication with your custom Mega Blaster, at the last second, can you throw it to him so it explodes on him instead?
I guess the idea is he tends to your gun, so he makes sure that it doesn't blow up.
Oh, okay.
That seems really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to give that guy a name soon. If you come up with one in the next, 10 minutes or so, let me know.
Okay,
All right,
sure.
Kyle and Loktar. Anything you guys want to do while we're
Oh.
shopping?
Well, I do wonder how. Well, we can probably talk at break. Like, I don't know how you want to do the leg via my character sheet. Would that be
Probably-
under augmetic?
Yeah, so, well, the thing is, if you actually put the augmetic item on your character sheet, the augmetic for a leg is actually for having a pair of legs, and it gives you a speed bonus.
Oh,
So you don't have that because you just have a replacement. You don't
Okay.
have. It's not so much an upgrade as it's been a replacement for something that's gone missing. So
so
to
that would
speak.
go under like memorable on the injury.
Yeah, I would just add it as just add a custom injury and just put severed whatever side. I think it was your left or right leg.
Yeah, left leg.
Left leg. So yeah, just put amputated leg, and then in your notes or something you can put that you've got an augmetic replacement. So you don't have any negatives basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so if you have a pair of augmetic legs, you get +2 speed, and you get +2 meters to any jumps you make.
Gotcha.
Cool. Speaking of memorable injuries, under the description for Battle Scar, mine has been noted with this thing that says +10 intimidation. I gotta assume that that's what it is for the fantasy rule set. Do I get anything as a bonus for a Battle Scar after it heals?
I believe a Battle Scar gives you a bonus to your intimidation tests. Let's check here.
I would think that bonus would be like a die to intimidation, and somehow I've managed to write, or however this ended up here.
1 second.
It's +10.
Okay, so it's whenever you reveal your memorable injury, it doesn't have to be a Battle Scar, it's any memorable injury, you get a +1 bonus die on intimidation checks. So, as long as they can see it, which between your scar and fucked up mouth, they definitely can see it. So yeah, you get a +1. Now, I don't know if those stack, so I don't know if you technically would have +2. I mean, it kind of makes sense that the more fucked up you get, the scarier you look. But I could also see that getting out of control with the system really easily. I'll tell you what. Let me look into that. Let me make a note here, because that's actually something worth knowing. As a matter of fact, I'll drop a question in the Discord right now and see if somebody answers while we take our break. So Loktar and Scorcha, anything that you guys want to shop for before we move on?
I mean, the only thing I was thinking is, like, I feel like now that I'm the big boss, like, I feel like I need some sort of, like, distinguishing thing.
Ooh. Yeah.
I mean, you've got the force field and you got boss killer so far. I mean,
I know. But like the force field, you can't see. I feel like I need some, like, I don't know, something I wear to, like, show, like
a spike with the guy's head
like
on
a
it or
trophy
something.
rack,
a boss pole.
boss
Yeah.
pole. Yeah, is there a boss pole in this game?
I
I don't know.
Thing.
I don't think I saw anything.
Oh, there's this symbol of authority.
Okay. I mean, with all the goofy shit in this game, then again, Xenos don't get nearly as much love as all the Imperial nonsense.
Yeah, the symbol of authority says, like, a badge, ring, seal, amulet.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me check. What do you call it? The other thing.
The orc update thing.
Do I not have it on this? No. I don't have it on this computer. Well, this game sucks.
Fucking lame, man.
It really is. This is bullshit, Duralius. Well, I could check on the break. I have 2 folders with the exact same stuff in it. What is this? Who made this? This is vendor trash.
Small indie company. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, like, we can, if it's possible when we get back, I would want to try and, if I can upgrade my Burna somehow. That would be interesting.
Well, there are weapon upgrades you can put on weapons. So that's where I would recommend you begin. I don't know which ones can be thrown on a flamethrower, but
all of them.
We're gonna find out.
Silencer.
Like, you know, I don't know if a red dot sight, for example, is helpful on a flamethrower, but it is an upgrade that you can get, you know.
But it's not unhelpful.
Yeah, I don't know if you could put a silencer on a flamethrower, but it is an option, so you'll need to read through those and see what they do.
I mean, if the flamethrower doesn't spread, maybe you do need pinpoint accuracy on that.
An
It's
auto loader?
it's a small little jet of fire rather than a big flame.
The butane torch?
Okay. Why don't you look through that? Let's take our break here and get some Dr. Pepper because I need it, and we'll go from there.
Sure.
Sounds good.
All right.
Be back.
All right.
RP.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably just have to find something equivalent from one of the other equipment lists if you want to get like a boss pull equivalent type thing.
So I think Symbol of Authority is probably my closest. It gives +1 bonus die to leadership and intimidation tests versus targets who would respect your position.
That makes sense. All right, what's the value
Value 3.
and the rarity?
Uncommon.
So it'll be a total DN4 to acquire.
Gain 4.
Not too bad.
Okay. And that's through strength for orcs.
Yep.
Ew.
Okay, so you lose a point of wealth because of the complication. And you've got 2 out of 3. I'm sorry, 2 out of 4.
With glory.
Okay. I'll use a glory.
Or wrath. Fish for the 6.
I'll do glory first, and then I'll do the wrath.
Or
No. Okay. Reroll failed with wrath. Nope.
right. If you have wealth, you can spend 2 wealth to give yourself the extra successes.
I only have 1 left after my complication.
Oh, so close. All right, well, it'll have to wait till next time. Okay.
Rip.
So, after some acquiring of stuff, what's the plan here when you guys go down to the planet? I mean, tell me how you guys are approaching this, and we'll do it.
We have the drop ship, right?
Yeah, there's only a few drop ships on this vessel. So it would take a while to ferry the entire tribe down there.
And should we shoot escape pods from the ship onto the planet? Just have orcs getting those?
Our own drop pods.
Basically acting as drop pods.
I don't think your escape pods would be meant to go through atmosphere.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess there is no atmosphere because it's a moon. So maybe?
Otherwise, we would have to start getting the mechs to start building, drop pods for us.
Okay.
Um,
I mean,
Well, we want to come back up probably, so somebody's going to have to figure out how to use the
Okay.
shuttle. Unless we want to take over a ship and then fire escape pods back towards our...
Yeah.
well, just
we-
FYI, guys. I did update the ship log for you because of some of the damage that took place during the fight. You guys took 13 crew damage out of 100. However, one of the upgrades on your ship, if you recall from the very first session, is you have a crew reclamation facility, which is basically, if you guys go to the text of your ship log, you can see what that does. Basically, you guys have a facility that can turn dead crew into servitors rather easily. So it reduces the loss of crew population by 3. So since you lost a total of 13, you only lost 10. However, you did take a hit to your morale as well because of all the losses. You lost it was 13 morale, and part of that is because of the crew reclamation facility. So, did I give you guys access to this? Hold on.
Oh, neat. The ship log has its own, fancy data sheet with it.
Yeah, that's from Rogue Trader, so we're going to use that to keep track of your ship's stats and everything.
Slick.
Those are the tables for when you start to take negatives based on how much your crew or your morale is it'll make things harder, obviously, as you have less people or the crew morale is starting to plummet. They're not as likely to listen to your orders. So, but currently, morale doesn't matter until you get to 80 or less, and you're at 88 right now, so you're getting close, but you're okay. And crew population is when you get to 80 and you're at 90, so you're okay there. But if you guys hit 80 or less, you'll see there's negatives that start to come into effect. Also, at this point, your crew rating is considered competent, so they're basic crew. Again, this is Rogue Trader rules, so it's saying 30. That's maybe a 30 out of 100, like Warhammer stats. So they're basic crew. They're not. So if and when we're in any sort of starship fight, if you have the crew doing stuff, the crew can obviously man parts of the ship as well. They're very, very basic at it. And with all the rules that I've written here, I've converted everything to be for Wrath and Glory D6 rules. So there might be a few things here and there that we might have to still change, but for the most part, I did try to make it into an equivalent as best I could for how this game system works. So this stuff will probably come up eventually, but for now, we're good. So, just to give you an idea, your ship always taken some damage. You've lost some crew. Oh, the ship itself, you're at 55 out of 60 hull integrity. That's basically the hit points of the ship is 60. So with all the fighting that took place, it could have been a lot worse, but luckily the Ogrins were the big damage causers there for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys have a total of, I want to make a note of this somewhere, as we discover more things about the ship. You guys have a total of 8 shuttles. There was your guys' shuttle that you were using. Obviously, the Rogue Trader had her own shuttle, which is pretty fancy. And then there's 6 other basic shuttles. So again, it would take a long time to get all of the crew off the ship. But you do have some transport capacity. But consider your ship as something that you guys can try to upgrade and enhance as we play as well. So obviously there's rules to add new facilities, new weapons, but any other types of upgrades too. If there's not rules for it, we'll make rules for it, but Rogue Trader was pretty in-depth on that sort of thing. So, for example, you could eventually get bigger or better shuttles, things like that. So it's all up to you. I mean, you guys it's your ship now, basically, so it's up to you how you guys want to proceed. So, obviously, if you get the boys down into a fight, that'll help morale, but if there's something else you're trying to accomplish, that could help further your agenda with the ship. So, keep that kind of thing in mind, too.
Well, we could send a small strike team of qualified boys to maybe probe one of the cities or outposts. While we're in the process of having all of our mechs build like actual drop ships.
Probably need more materials to build more drop ships.
Yeah.
Get it from the planet.
I
That is
like
true.
this. Yeah, I like this. More materials means more patience as well. Something I'm always in need of.
We could start with building a fort on planet. Clear out one of the mine towns before we hit the city. Start building.
Yeah. Okay, works for me.
Yeah, I'm on board. We'll pop in on the edge. Have some of them come out to us. We just blow straight into one of the bubbles. Things might get a little dicey.
All right, let's make an order of who's dropping first.
Us?
We'll need some mechs to start building.
Yeah.
So what are you having the mechs build?
I think we're gonna start with building kind of like just like an outpost
Oh, on the moon?
on the moon, yeah, to kind of like give us our own like base of operations.
All of you give me cunning or scholar or survival tests. Whatever you prefer.
I read some of those.
Heresy.
I got 4 success.
Okay. Well, Locktar did get a critical though. So you guys a point of glory there if you'd like. So for those of you that passed, which looks like it's just Peppa, you would imagine that setting up a base of any significance is going to require materials that you guys don't currently have. The easier thing, in the short term at least, would be to take over probably one of the mining encampments and use that. However, you would also, be able to put 2 and 2 together and know that, if they're in constant contact with any of the other forces down there, it could only be a matter of time before they realize something's up and they might come and search the place. So, if you want to, again, you guys could set up like a small camp, but keep in mind this planet or this moon has no atmosphere. So, without an air supply, you can't have any sort of permanent settlement.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. I mean, you could obviously like hide one of your drop ships down there, and you can use that as a place to stay for, a more extended period of time. But yeah, if you looking to set up an actual base, that's going to take materials and time. Materials are something you don't have at the moment.
If that's what we want, we can go to a different planet that has like an actual atmosphere and resources available, but
I mean, you do know that this moon does have materials. That's in no question. Getting them is the tricky part.
away from the mechanics, mining and things. So I would relay that to the parfait.
Keep in mind too, you guys you only have basic information, so you guys can always try. If you guys can come up with ideas, you can try to get more information to try to make your planning a little easier here. You don't know what the composition of their defenses are, other than they have armed forces, and that, like I said, it's about 25% out of everything. But do they have like fleets of dune crawlers, or just like one dune crawler per colony? That's a big difference there. So
we control the ship and the bridge. Why don't we just use that? And I don't know, they have like equipment to scan buildings and planets and shit, right?
potentially. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's use our new toys to scan for other new toys. Well,
All right. Edaka, can
Yeah.
you do that?
Yeah. Let's see what's up there. I'm hoping for like a large vehicle.
You're trying to locate one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'd say if there's like, because you said dune crawlers. Is that anything like a sand crawler? This is like a big
Dune
old
crawlers are the
like mining ship.
No,
on
dune crawlers
wheels.
are the Adeptus
That-
Mechanicus tanks from the tabletop. They're those tank things with like the 4 legs.
Gotcha. Yeah, big old tank. Would be cool. maybe
I mean,
not.
you know, obviously they have
Wow.
other types of equipment that may or may not actually have
Yeah, yeah.
names in 40K. But yeah, the Dune Crawler is their version of the tank. So
Yeah. I guess what I was envisioning is like in one of the small like forward mining bases, if there isn't atmosphere, there's probably like bigger mobile sort of environments that they can, you know, move around
yeah.
quickly, that we could also plausibly move around
I get what
quickly
you're saying.
maybe.
Okay.
Anyway,
So your ship
I think we
your
should
ship is
jump into one of
not
those.
designed to scan planets to any massive degree of perfection, but you can attempt it. With scanning, that's more to scan other ships, because the distance to another ship is probably going to be closer, relatively speaking, than trying to scan something down on a planet when you're in orbit. You know, because you can only get so close to the planet before you risk getting pulled in by its gravity. So I will let you attempt this. It'll be difficult. So you're going to do what's called an augury scan. You make an investigation plus detection test. So detection is one of the stats on your ship. So you're going to want to pull up your ship log here. And your particular ship has a detection of +2, so it gives you a +2 bonus on top of your investigation skill. Each shift that you like shift for like a skill test increases the distance that you can scan, because normally you can scan up to 20 what are called void units, which are like space distance when you get a combat map out for space battles. So basically 20 squares on a space grid map. Every shift lets you scan from a further distance. In addition to, obviously, you can do the usual stuff with shifting. So because this is going to be a difficult attempt, this is going to be DN7.
Sheesh.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Alright, so let's say DN3 bonus 4. Alright, well, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Possible, but do you want to burn your wrath?
I don't think that I
Okay.
do.
All right. So
Think
yeah,
about
it's too great of a distance, and you're trying to get too specific of information. Like the best you can do is you can locate one of the mining outposts, but other than that, you can't get any other specific information other than the basic size. Like, oh, it covers whatever 3 square miles or something like that.
Ah, that's great for me. I think we should.
I think we should pop in there and see what's up. They're all just miners anyway.
It's a good start. All right, let's load up.
You
Give each clan their own dropship.
Yeah, if that's what you guys want to do, that's fine. Like I said, you have a total of 8 dropships. So you basically want to take a contingent from each clan down there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. You can definitely do that.
Are we taking the Rogue Traders one?
Yes, we are.
Dick.
Okay. Well, the Rogue Trader shuttle is obviously nicer and more well equipped than the rest of the shuttles. The other ones are basically just basic shuttles for transportation. However, yours that you're going to be using, taking, would have basically like fancier, more comfy, spacious, and it's got a little bit better tech on it. It may even have a weapon or two, but nothing crazy. So you guys head down there. I am going to need Are any of you piloting your ship, or are you just gonna have like Grots and Orcs pilot your ship?
Ibs.
Oh, okay.
Can I assist him in piloting? Does that give him a bonus?
Yeah, give him +1.
Nice.
So yeah, give me a piloting roll. This is gonna be DN5. This is to avoid detection.
Okay.
Don't
Alright,
blow
let's
up
see.
my new ship.
My 1 rank will help us out. Ooh. Oh, great. Awesome.
What did I just say?
But you succeeded.
Hold on.
Oh no.
I did DN3, so
Game over.
I'm gonna
Ship
reroll.
explodes.
Yeah.
I'm rad.
Was that with
Oh,
was that
what
with
was
my
that?
+1?
Okay, it's now 4, 5 with your +1, and Wrath Complications.
Well, +1 is +1 die. It's not +1 success.
Oh wait, gotcha. That makes sense.
Oh,
All right,
big
so now
six.
it's-
Okay.
Baby.
All right, roll the complication. We'll see what it says. If it's not something appropriate, we'll come up with something. All right. Do you have any suggestions here, Matt, or I can come up with something here?
from my note.
It doesn't have
personal
to be. It can
pass.
just be something else that's appropriate for the scene.
I really couldn't. My worst fear is the psyker just popping out in the back of the shuttle and be like,
The psychic drop.
It's a complication. It's not like a fucking, death sentence. She just
Yeah.
pops up and blows everybody up. No. Okay. So no, here's what happens, all right? You're obviously having fun driving this shuttle, flying the shuttle, because that's what orcs do. However, it's the first time you're really doing anything like this, or maybe second time. And when you land, you damage part of the ship, and it's going to need repairs before you can take off again. And then I'll roll for the other orcs. Actually, no, you guys can fucking roll. They're your orcs. I'm not going to do all the work here. Okay. Oh, you know what we need? We need a character sheet for regular old Grots. That's what we need. All right. Would all of you please roll me a piloting test? This is for your... You can use the Grots or the Orc Boys. I'm assuming the Grots are better. Oh, actually, no, the Orc Boys are a little bit better. They have 5 dice. So each of you make me a piloting roll for the other clan shuttles. Just let me know who's rolling for which one to see if they make it planetside or not.
I'll roll for the knobs.
You mean the Goffs?
Yeah, the golf knobs. Yeah.
I'll roll for the race car ones, the speed freaks.
You guys actually don't have any Goffs. You killed them.
All of them?
I mean, you have Goffs, but you don't, like, the knobs are pretty much all dead.
Oh, okay.
So
Just
there, you have the speed freaks, you have the snake bites, you have the death skulls, and there are the Goffs that you took over after you killed the knobs, but they're just boys. There's not really any knobs. There's probably a knob leader, but that's it.
okay.
Okay,
Well, I
so
don't
who can I roll for?
Well, who rolled for who?
I rolled for the speed freaks.
Okay,
There's also the snake bites and the death skulls.
I'll do Death Skulls then.
All right. Yeah, you don't really have any bad moons on the ship. Really, there's not like a big bad moon contingency. Okay, so just like you guys, it's DN5. This is to remain undetected.
Oh. Well, still got it.
I will add a wrath dice. Can I add a wrath dice? Since that's not one of the characters, but the
Oh, you mean a glory?
yeah, no,
Oh
yeah, glory.
yeah, absolutely.
Nope, still missed.
I got a Wrath critical.
Yeah, that added a glory automatically.
Oh, okay.
You passed, so that's good.
So I have one more shift. Can I just go to Glory as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should be able to shift it. There you go. Here.
It says ruin
It's
on
be-
the thing. Oh,
It's,
but it
I think
does
it's
have
saying ruin
Okay, I see.
because it's classified as a threat, which is a bad guy. So it's the system is counting it as scoring a critical as a bad guy, which gives me ruin. But I fixed it. I reduced it because I already spent a ruin, so I'm back down to 3.
Can
Okay.
I wrath my roll?
I get
Or no?
snake bites.
Yeah, you can
Also-
you can burn your personal wrath. That's fine.
Okay.
Ooh, I see a 6. All right. So
No effect personal wrath. Why not try?
yeah. So yeah. Tell me because I'm losing track of who rolled what here. So just tell me if you guys passed or failed.
Snake bites pass. Was that was the
Mhm.
last one?
Speed freaks passed.
All right.
Goffs very much did not. Should I reroll that? Should I use my glory? Or my wrath?
This is to remain undetected as you guys are trying to get down to the
Oh,
system.
I think-
So
I think my reroll may have decremented your ruin.
oh, it
down
did.
to
That's fine.
2.
Thank you. No worries.
Okay. 'Cause it didn't change my wrath.
I'll have to change those to not to threats. That's fine. So everybody but the Goffs. Eric, are you gonna reroll?
Yeah, I'll reroll. I did pretty bad.
Did you have any successes?
1.
Okay, that's pretty bad.
I lost mine.
I can't help you there, buddy.
Oh no, I got it. Right, that's my on the bottom. That's my reroll.
I guess. I don't know.
The most recent one, the 2 was mine.
The 52655.
I believe so.
Well, I only see one reroll, so that's got to be Matt's.
I mean, you could just manually roll again and remove the wrath manually.
Yeah.
Well, but that would not, because you got 1 success.
Oh no, mine was before Peppa's.
Yeah, because mine was 3, which is the 6 and the 5, and then I rerolled the other dice. So that the most recent one is definitely.
Okay, so mine gave me 3 success, so I still failed.
Throw glory at it.
Is it?
I mean, I would need 2 more.
That's it.
Yep, I only see one reroll here though.
Because it like deletes the original roll, right? If when you re-roll it.
No, because I see head hacker piloting test. You had 4 successes.
Well, that was my piloting.
Oh,
me
that's
personally
right,
piloting.
That's right. So then
Yeah.
we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tests. Who used Wrath to reroll?
Peppa did.
Okay,
So
I see
did
it on
so
Peppa's.
did I.
Okay. And did Head Hacker use Wrath as well? Okay.
Yeah,
I
mine
see
is the most recent
three
one.
rolls. Okay. So yeah, Eric had 3 successes. Okay.
Yeah. So it still failed with the Goffs.
All right.
Yeah, you'd need to get a 6 on a glory dice. which,
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I mean, you guys don't necessarily know whether or not you've been detected or how long you have if they have detected you. So, I mean, nobody crashes. Everybody makes it down to the planet just fine. Are you just going like straight for one of these encampments? I mean, what's the approach here? You tell me.
Yeah, I think we can go head straight for the encampment and try and take it over, I guess. I mean, what does an encampment look like?
So the one that you guys are aiming for, it's maybe, about 5 square miles. Again, it's 40K terms, so even small stuff is gigantic. And there are a couple permanent, like semi-permanent buildings that have been set up that would have atmosphere inside of them. But when you go between these buildings, you have to have on some sort of suit. And you can see as you guys approach, there's a couple of these buildings. There is a massive drilling machine. Think kind of like the Gene Sailor Colt drill that they have, the miniature. It's like this big platform drill they can have to start burrowing into the earth to get to whatever's down there. Start making like a massive tunnel system. And then, they'd have survey devices, scanners, and they'll have some other vehicles, heavy equipment, the big Ministorum containers to carry things, and then various transports, most of which is, the Adeptus Mechanicus stuff, or some of the things you'd see from some of the kill team sets, the heavy machinery equipment one, some of that stuff. So, it's basically just tools, equipment, machinery, with a couple buildings here and there. A lot of the crew out here would be servitors, since they're out and they don't need suits or anything like that, at least for air. And they probably have a small detachment of troops, to help out. So, that's what you guys see when you're approaching. Is several buildings scattered about, plus lots of equipment.
Okay, then yeah, I think we just gun it and just unload.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys begin your descent, and perhaps the Goths are the excited ones here as they come screeching in a little bit more quickly than the others. So maybe that they're the ones that are seen first. But all the shuttles begin to land and disgorge the orcs that you have on board. And very quickly, the orcs begin to attack and just start shooting at whatever they see and, charging across the open, low gravity to bounce into combat. As this is happening, you do see many of the miners scattering and either hiding or attempting to defend themselves rather pittily. But then the Adeptus Mechanicus would kick into action as well. So you guys will have the advantage here. You guys will have like a surprise round as they're trying to get everything under control and try to put some response together. So ultimately, what you guys have to worry about is a small detachment of Adeptus Mechanicus troops. And I gotta find some Scutari. It looks like similar to the patrol you guys fought when they tried to stop you guys when you first left. So I'll put some tokens here on the map, and then you guys can add yourselves to the combat tracker here. All right. Everybody add yourself, and then we'll start the fight.
Ooh. Oh, Chris, I accidentally added myself twice. Are you able to delete one of them?
Yes.
There you go. Big old 0 for Peppa.
Okay, and let me roll something privately here. Okay. Looks like it's a rather small defended outpost. There's a total of 5 Scutari that you guys need to worry about. I'll put them on the map here so you have targets to deal with. Okay. Scorcha, you're up first.
Okay.
Basically, your guy's shuttle has landed. The back ramp has opened up. We'll assume you guys have some sort of suits like you had before, so you have oxygen. But the gravity is rather low here, so you're kind of bouncing around like, Neil Armstrong on the moon. And basically, it's just, think like you're in a construction site. Like, that's the type of terrain that you're looking at. So there's tons of stuff to take cover behind, and you can see the Scutari that are trying to form a defense here, taking cover behind things and getting their weapons leveled at you guys and ready to defend themselves.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna target this Scutari here,
All right.
and I'm gonna burn him. See how that goes.
I'm going to need you to roll for your leg are going to have to get in distance to actually hit him.
Okay. What am I rolling for my leg?
There's a d6 every time you have to move further than 5, and if you roll a 1, your leg freezes up.
Okay. So just not a 1.
Not a 1. Okay. You're good.
Cool, cool.
Fire away.
Fire away. Alright. Go back to that. Burn. Burn, please.
That'll do it.
Alrighty. And I
This
have a
guy's
shift.
defense 1. Gross.
Oh no.
I will shift that to damage.
All right.
And I will roll.
12 damage.
12.
All right. That's from some
And they're on
determination here.
fire.
Okay, he soaks 2, 4, 5. He burns up all of his shock, but he takes no damage. And I don't think the fire would last because there's no atmosphere out here.
Oh, yeah, true. Fuck.
So, I mean, obviously, if you hit him, you do damage, but he doesn't actually catch fire or just instantly goes out, so...
I do think Scortia would notice that and kind of look down at his weapon.
Huh. Loktar, you're next.
All right, I'm gonna charge that closest one.
All right.
Whoa.
Ooh, another critical.
A lot
All
of sixes.
successes.
Jeez.
9
Holy.
Oh, boy.
Wowza.
Did you shift any of
Well-
those for damage?
Oh, did I have shifts? Oh, I had 4 shifts.
So many shifts.
shifts.
Yeah, I guess shift for damage.
We'll let you go back and shift them.
I don't know.
Does it let you shift them?
I don't know. I'm trying. Because it's just select them and right click, right?
Yeah.
And then you should scroll down because it might be hiding it. I guess.
Oh, it
You'd have
shows. You have to re-roll the damage.
Yeah.
So you should be able to shift all 4 6s because they're only defense 1. Because the critical's automatic. It doesn't mean you can't shift that 6.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's not letting me shift that one.
All right. Well, that's fine. Just go ahead and re-roll the damage. It's with brutal. Okay, 2 more. And then you had 2 mortal wounds from the critical. All right. Well, he can't soak any more damage, with his determination, so he takes 2 mortal wounds and then 14 damage minus 3. That is definitely enough to put that guy in the ground. Head hacker.
Alrighty. Well, should it come up in future, I've decided to call my ammo runt Brop Gob, which is another very difficult name
How do
to
you spell
say.
that?
Brapgob,
Brop Gob.
like brop brop, brop brop.
Okay, I'll give him a character sheet here, and we'll give you ownership. We'll give him an image later, just so we have. So we'll put his token over here next to you. Okay.
All right. My plan was just to rock up and launch a blast into.
All right. They're spread out enough where you're only gonna be able to hit one. I mean, this is like a big skirmish. There's no organization. There's no battle lines. So.
Yeah, they're not in like a
No,
shield
no,
formation.
definitely
I'll
not. Yeah,
roll to the
no,
shoulder.
they're behind whatever cover they can find.
The Skatari phalanx.
Yeah, no phalanx here.
Yeah.
That's later.
It's fair. So I'm gonna see how it goes.
Looks good. It's more than one.
Yeah.
For successes, just roll damage. No complications there this time, so
Oh
I
my
can't complain.
goodness. All right. Well, let's try his determination here first. He gets 3. That'll drop that to 18 minus 3. Oh, he's totally incinerated. Dead Skitari number 2, leaving the remaining 3 to try to do some damage here. So, I guess they're going to shoot at everybody who's attacked them. So, Peppa, you're lucky right now because you haven't fired yet. So, the first guy returning fire on Head Haka with his galvanic rifle. Pew! Oh, complication. He's going to score 10 damage rending. I think rending ignores AP, right?
If you, it's something specific about.
Plus X AP when you shift.
Yeah.
Which he did. He shifted 2. But it's rending 1 on his gun. So it's AP 1, damage 10.
Okay.
And then
Uh,
a 55. Oh, he falls prone. Perhaps he's not as used to the gravity as one would hope. And he's slowly float/bouncing across the battlefield. Skitari number 2 on Loktar as he stands triumphant over the fallen Skitari. That's a lot of 1s. Another complication. How about that? We have 1 shift. Whoops, I did glory. My bad. Can I redo that? Unshift. Oh, cool. Okay. Try that again. Damage. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, Loktar, 14 at AP 1. And this guy is out of ammo. Motherfucker.
Okay, 14 at -1.
All right. And last one at Grave Scorchaw.
Oh, there. Oh,
Another complication. Wow. All right, well, we'll
Jeez.
shift these for damage. Ooh.
got the rookies
Not
out
bad,
here.
though. 15 AP 1. And a 33 his weapon jams. Jesus. So they disgorge all of their energy in one awesome volley, and like none of their weapons are working, and they've all fucked up. So
okay, so what was it? 15?
15 AP 1.
Eesh.
Okay.
Not bad. Alright. So head hack,
how do
you
I
soaked
do-
everything? Right? Did you take any damage, head hacker?
I took 3
Okay.
shock.
Alright.
So I absorbed the 3, and then there was 7.
Oh yeah, because you got
absorbed
the
by
penalty guy.
armor.
Okay. What's up, Scorcha?
The armor, does that go into... Is that included in the resilience?
As
Yes.
long as you have it checked off, it should be, yes.
Yeah, so
Okay,
under your tab, if it's equipped, then it's applied to your resilience.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That hurt.
Are you gonna soak any with termination, or just take the hit?
Yeah, we'll try that.
All right.
So I just click it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. 6. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what your max shock is. I imagine it's probably close to that.
6.
Okay.
yeah.
So you soak 6 of that 15. So you take 6 shock damage. So you're exhausted now because you're shocked out. But you reduce the damage by 6.
What's your resilience, Kyle?
10.
It's AP 1.
Right. So then it's the full.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So no damage.
Zero wounds, but full shock.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
Does
Exhausted
it
spot.
equal you, or do you cancel it out? Like, do you cancel it, or do you just hit it to 0, the damage?
It cancels it with resilience and soaking.
No, what I mean is, because remember, if they hit you exactly, you take a point of shock damage. Like, if your resilience is 10 and you take 10 damage, then it's you take 1 point of shock, which will matter here, because if you're already at max shock, that shock will become a mortal wound.
Well, you
Okay.
do the resilience
Well,
first,
so
and then you
was-
roll determination.
Yeah, so that was...
Oh, my bad. Okay. Oh, then you're fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Peppa, it is your turn.
Okay. I will target one of them. This guy.
All right.
Where's my character sheet? There you are.
Yeah, so the middle one's out of ammo. Bottom one is jammed. The top one is prone.
Okay.
And the front two are dead.
Nice. I will just shoot
Brap, brap.
my heavy bolter.
Oh my goodness. What is this?
Whoa.
8 successes.
Okay. Show off. You only need one.
Jeez, that's pretty bad.
Wow.
22.
Look at all those 6s.
Wow, that's all
Oh,
extra
yeah.
damage. Brutal is just such a ridiculous trait.
It is the way
2,
to go in this
4,
game.
6, 8.
He soaks 3. Okay, well, as he tries to reload his gun, he's torn to shreds by the heavy bolter fire, ripping through his fragile little delicate Skitari frame. Grave Scorcha, top of the round.
Oh, yes.
Skitari
Let's,
are not doing too well.
Let's move a little closer here. And Grave Scorcha is going to swap out his Burna for his brand new toy, that Omniscient Axe.
Ah, yes.
And let's see. Headhack is probably taking care of that guy, right?
That guy's dead.
So, oh, this guy's dead? Is this guy alive?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna bury this axe into him then.
All right. Well, he's gonna load up his confusion module when he sees you bearing a Adeptus Mechanicus weapon in his face. Wait, no. All right.
Shift possible. Shift 4 damage.
Oh my God,
Ooh.
3 6s. 16 AP2. Well, he soaks 5 of that, but I don't think that's gonna matter. Maybe. I'm sorry. I keep doing their determination first. I don't know why. So AP2. He's still alive. He's exhausted. He's got all the shock. He's got a few wounds remaining. But he's still standing. Loktar.
Dang.
I guess I'm gonna go for the one Scorch is fighting.
Alrighty. Give yourself a +1 bonus since you are outnumbering him.
Woo!
Alright. That is a hit. Should I just delete him now?
Just got the boss
Yeah.
killer. This isn't a boss.
It's overkiller. How much damage?
I don't know. I was trying to do the shifts.
Is it not working?
Oh, there it is.
You have to like click
Like
the die.
wait.
Oh, you got it. Never mind.
It always likes to fight me.
Oh my. 15 minus 3. That'll do it. Head Hacka, there is one Skatari remaining who is currently prone, slowly falling to the ground.
And is anyone standing next to him? I guess.
No, he's by himself.
Okay. I'm gonna fire one at him then.
This guy right here.
There we go. Successes 4. On target.
Oh boy.
-3.
Let me get out the calculator. Oh, AP3, even better. I mean, that's 16 damage before he rolls his determination. 16.
Hey, it's down to 14.
Oh, 14, yay! He's dead. He's fucking annihilated. Fucking crater in the floor.
What a
Added to the moon
one-shot
surface.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, the Skatari patrol easily falls. Good thing, too, because another volley might have done some damage there. But they are deceased and defeated. And the rest of the colony, or I'm sorry, the encampment, quickly falls under the rest of the orcs who are just tearing things apart here. I'm not going to have you guys roll because there's not a whole lot else here to deal with. So it's not much of a challenge for your boys, but they seem excited to be out and about and causing destruction. And you easily take over the encampment. Switch the music back over here.
I guess just start scouring it for resources.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Mulgrim and his boys start taking what we need.
Oh yeah, the Death Skulls very quickly get to taking and looting everything and filling up the shuttles with every bit and bolt they can. Whipping out cutting torches and breaking things down into easier to move scrap. In some cases, you see them just strapping the scrap to the top and sides of the shuttle when they run out of room inside. And, just like a nice trashy, like having a mattress strapped to the top of your car. It's just, pieces of scrap.
Hanging out, holding.
Yeah, there's probably at least one grot riding on the outside.
Chris, would now be a good time to try and get maybe Head Hacka to weld some stuff to my leg. Now that everything's like getting cut up.
Yeah,
sort
to
of
do
stuff?
what?
Spiky bits.
Oh, just to like
Do that.
just to reinforce it. I don't know. Just like weld bits onto it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not something he'd really have to worry too much about. It's just like ornamental, decorative stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Chris,
Mm-hmm.
you said one of the features of the ship was that we have something that can turn crew members into servitors.
Yes, the reclamation facility.
Is that something we could just like take the dead Skatari and throw them into, and it'll pop out servitors?
I mean, in theory, yeah. I mean, again, well, here, I'll give you guys the description of how what it actually does, so you guys have an idea, other than just
Boy.
what it's telling you. 'Cause obviously, it's more than just hard and fast rules.
Right.
Yeah, I was able. I don't know if I told you guys, but a couple weeks ago they had all of the Rogue Trader and Deathwatch books in a humble bundle.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
I think it was $25 for everything that they've ever made.
Yeah.
So I was able to finish my collections. Because I had a bunch of stuff, but I didn't have everything. So that was awesome. There's like 50 fucking titles. It's a massive collection. Okay. It's around here somewhere. Let's find it. The Mechanicus has no qualms about converting the grievously wounded into servitors, but the rest of the crew may differ in opinion. And the special ability it has is titled Recycling. Reduce all losses of crew population by 3 to a minimum of 1, but increase all losses to morale by 1. So, Yeah, basically, you have the facilities on the ship where, you've probably got some low-level Adeptus Mechanicus or servitors that you take, as it says, grievously injured. I don't think you can do it to dead because a servitor is still sort of alive. It's like a lobotomized person. It's not a dead body. It's not a zombie,
Gotcha. Okay.
But I mean, if you want to be really grim, you could fucking take
Capture
prisoners
them
and
alive.
put 'em
Yep.
through that.
Prisoners of war.
Oh, that's definitely a few fucking war crimes right there.
We're orcs. Our entire existence is war crimes.
It's true. It's true. I mean, the orcs just probably think it's funny, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. There's not a lot of people here. It's small. So we'll say that you guys, we can increase the crew on the ship by 1 as we turn them into servitors.
Nice.
So, make a note for me so I can change the thing later.
Sure.
Unfortunately, that is a thing I have to do in Photoshop and then upload the image into Foundry. I can't, edit it in Foundry. It's not like an editable PDF or anything like that, so I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, you know what? We probably could just add a note here. We'll do that later. Okay. Yeah, so your operations get underway rather easily, and you guys do get a nice chunk of scrap here. Go ahead and let's see here. I'm going to have Mulgrim make a tech test to represent how fast everybody's working. Eight successes. Whoa. Okay. So yes, the Death Skulls are more than excited to get to work on this, and it is like an ant swarm that just devours this outpost. You probably won't be able to come down here a second time unless you really want to risk somebody locating you guys. But as far as hit and run goes, this probably couldn't have gone any better other than maybe the Goffs not getting spotted or detected. But by the time you guys are done and leave, if anyone comes here to find or see what's happened, there's little left other than scrap and probably a couple fallen bodies. So you guys get a nice chunk of materials, which will let Mulgrim get to work with his boys. And the orcs you take down to the planet are very excited, and this quickly begins to spread through the tribe that there is going to be some fighting and looting to take place. So, yeah, well done.
Nice.
Way to go, boys.
I'll tell you what, too, I'll probably actually need to make some sort of rules to keep track of this stuff as you guys upgrade. So, Head Hacka, since you're the mech here, you're going to be kind of our treasure keeper for now. If you want, you can put this on the ship log. Are you able to edit the text at all, or no?
On the ship log of indication. It doesn't look like it.
Okay, that's fine here. I'm gonna add some more text here. We'll have scrap, and we'll just keep a basic number here for you guys, just to keep track of that sort of stuff. So we'll say right now you guys got 1 scrap from that. Do you see it on the list now?
Oh,
okay.
I do. Yes, at the bottom of the ship log.
There'll probably be other things we need to add as things go on. Just some generic numbers. So, yeah. So you've got scrap now. If you want to have him get started on something.
We also want to kind of send a team to the mines. I'm assuming the outpost is probably just outside one of the mines, right?
Yeah, you definitely could if you want to.
Yeah, I think we should send us, I don't know, a team to kind of search out any extra material or survivors we left in the mines.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do this. We'll have Mulgrim make another test here for the Death Skulls. Probably a investigation to see if they can track anything else down. Whoa, he's on fire. Oh yeah, they find every last miner that's hiding down there. And there is some stuff they can extract. It'll take a little time, so they have to stay planetside a bit longer. So if you want them to, they could potentially come back with more scrap.
Yeah, we'll leave them to it.
Yeah, works.
Okay. Do a private roll here. All right. Well, luckily, the Adeptus Mechanicus response is slow, and they have ample time to acquire more materials from the mine, and you guys are able to leave before any patrols or anything find you guys. So we'll throw an extra scrap on the pile there for you guys to get started with.
Excellent.
We said there was about 1,000 boys, right?
Around there,
Well, 999.
right? Because we killed one specifically, and now we're in.
All right. We'll keep track of the size of the tribe on here too, because that'll only make you guys bigger and stronger.
We need to find a nice, lush planet with lots of dark, wet areas to have the fungal boys grow again.
There is that Wild World, Feral World? Was that Thantros, I think?
Correct.
Yes.
Maybe that's
When the planet.
place to really wog the boys up.
All right. We're gonna keep track of the weapons and armor of the tribe. So, Sean, since you had upgraded them earlier, they've basically gone from having like no armor to equivalent of light armor.
Okay. Can I just keep working on that?
Yeah, so these are things that we'll keep in mind, and then as they get changed, we'll upgrade the basic stats of the boys. So if we end up using them in for future fights, or if I need to make like, we didn't do it here because it didn't matter, but let's say the boys are fighting off screen, we can have like a basic idea of what their capabilities are as you send them off to do things, and then we'll keep track of the size of the tribe here as it grows or gets diminished.
For me?
And then, yeah, if there's anything else you guys think we should keep track of, this will be where we'll keep track of it.
Sounds good.
All right. What else? Anything else you guys wish to do or try to attempt? Well, I guess, what are you going to have Mulgrim get started on now that you guys have some materials?
I mean, we need ways to get more boys on planet faster.
Yeah, like a troop transport? Something to drop, squadrons, companies of boys. Whole hordes.
Companies with a K?
Call them the surfboards, because they bring in the green tide, right? That was the big, 200 orc box green tide.
The Green Tide, you got
The
it.
Green Tide, yeah.
Matt, what is the current morale and crew of the ship?
Oh, didn't we say like 80?
Can you check the sheet? Because I'm
per
adding
year
it to the
or
notes here.
Oh. Oh, it's on the
Yeah,
ship
this way I
log.
don't have to keep updating the ship log itself. I'll just update it on here.
This thing says. Wait, is that in here? Crew percent, current 90, morale is 88
88 out of what, 100?
out of 101 is the
Okay.
maximum listed here.
Yeah, there's some upgrades you guys have on the ship, I think, that puts it up to +1. Okay, how about crew?
Crew is 90 out of 100.
And the hull? Is it 55 out of 60?
integrity is 55 out
Okay.
of 60.
Yeah, we can just update it here rather than uploading a new image every time. It's like a little mini game. It's a base management simulator. It's like It's like Sim City with orcs. Sim Orc. Orc
Yeah.
Simulator.
Oh no, Godzilla is attacking the
Oh yeah.
Vindication.
He's in for a good fight then.
Dispatch the orc police squads.
Oh man.
What are you gonna have Mulgrim work on here, Eric? What's the priority?
Yeah, I think a troop transport sounds good. Something that can go to planet and leave planet.
Okay, like a proper military troop transport that carries more than like 10 or 30 people at a time?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Now I'm feeling like we're playing, what's that game? With the aliens. XCOM. You know, pick your research project. So we'll put current research project for the mech. All right. Well, obviously it'll take some time for him to build something like that. So we'll do a
Right.
roll for him later. But
I
he'll
think-
get started on that.
I think we might want to just continue hitting all the little colonies like we just did.
Nice. Yeah. Hit and run.
Yeah.
Weaken 'em.
Okay.
Death by 1,000 orcs.
And then once
Sure.
we have the materials, we can do a full siege of like the dome cities.
All right. Well, let's do this. We'll figure some of that stuff up now, and then we can call it a night because we're almost done here. Obviously, we're not going to fight out 100 little raid battles here, so we'll have to improvise and do some basic things here. So, there is obviously they know something has attacked them, and they realize that a bunch of stuff has been stolen, and most of the people are missing, and the rest are dead. We'll assume, because only one of your ships was detected, and even then, not by much, they don't necessarily know what has hit them. So, you guys still have a bit of advantage of stealth here. But the more you keep raiding, obviously, the greater the chance of you guys getting discovered. So, Loktar, I want you to give me a cunning test.
Ooh.
Every success you get here will allow you guys to raid another place before they realize something's up.
I should have done better in my cunning. This isn't going to go well.
Ooh, complication and one success.
throw
boy.
a glory at it since we have 4.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you want to
yeah.
roll glory, go ahead.
Do the glory.
All right, cool. 2 successes and a complication. Okay, so you're able to hit 2 more of these places before either someone figures it out and word gets back to the Adeptus Mechanicus, or there's some evidence, perhaps a couple orcs get killed in the process. Anybody have a suggestion for a complication here? Otherwise, I can take it away.
No, I think the orc one's probably
yeah.
pretty good. Maybe one of the orcs like spray paints an orc or gork effigy face on something while they're stealing shit.
Oh, I love that. That's
yeah.
perfect. So that's how they find out. You know, some Adeptus Mechanicus patrol comes through like, hey, we haven't heard from this place now in a couple days, and they get there and they see what they see is a big orc glyph in red spray paint, and there's an arrow pointing to the glyph, and the arrow points from the words orc glyph to the glyph. And that's when the jig is up.
Yes, I think it might be orcs.
Yep. What do you suppose this is, Charlie? All right, so we'll add 2 more scrap. Actually, we'll add 4 more because you'd have the mines to raid as well. So you have a total of 6 scrap.
Ooh.
And then we'll assign X amount to the transport. So we'll come up with something there. Let me make a note of that. Yeah, the raids go relatively flawlessly because you guys are one step ahead. But eventually, after a couple more, the Adeptus Mechanicus know that there are greenskins in the system. At this point, when you guys are planning your next raid, you're able to tell either through... I guess we should do this. Give me another scanning roll, if you'd like, Head Hacka. So it was investigation plus the detection of the ship as you're scanning a potential target. If you pass this, you'll get some information before you guys try to launch the next raid. Okay. We said it was DN 7 last time, I think. You say 5 or 7?
Yeah.
I think it was 7.
I feel like you said 7.
Okay. Do you wish to use
What's this
any
one?
stuff here?
We're also shooting for 7
yeah, you've
this
got
time.
4 so far.
Well, let's say I'm out of wrath, so we're just
Okay.
gonna
All
leave it
right.
there.
So, unfortunately, you're not able to get any forward information, and when your boys show up for the next raid, the Adeptus Mechanicus have increased the security of the outpost. Because of this, your boys are driven off, and you take some losses in the process. So we're going to reduce the size of the tribe here a little bit, as a few orcs have bitten the dust. Go ahead and roll me... roll me 2d10, and that's how many orcs we're going to cut off the total here. 14. Okay. So, again, you're not sending massive groups down at this point, because at this point you're not thinking there's going to be a lot of resistance, but the next raid, as far as things have gone so far, is rather disastrous, and, you know, basically a full shuttle's worth of orcs is obliterated in the fight. The transport is fine, but, you know, you send down, like, your usual 5 or 6 transports, and basically one transport comes back pretty much empty. So, at this point, they know that something's going on. They know that orcs and greenskins are here. So, at this point, you need to decide what to do next. You know, this probably goes on for at least a couple more days, probably a day for each outpost, so we'll say another 3 days.
Okay. Alright, boys, it looks like they knows we're here. We just need a bigger groups. Bigger plan.
Well, one option if we wanted to lie low a bit, or at least sort some scraps where there is air to breathe. We could check out the robot planet Athentris in the system. They don't have little mech boys, but maybe there's a big tiger you could fight. And would help the Mechanicus lads. We could, you know, spread our legs, as it were.
Let it cool down here.
Kick back.
Come back later when we have stuff for a siege, or bigger guns, or more ships.
Yes, let it cool down here and then come back.
Yeah, lull them into a false sense of security.
Ooh, I like that.
Awesome. It also.
Looking at the map out here also, there's Heratrax. The X sounds pretty cool. Otherwise, not too much enticing about that one.
It also gives Mulgrim time to Time to work.
I like it because it burns all the time.
All right, let's go on an adventure.
So where to? What's the next destination?
I think we want to go to the pleasure world. Is that what we decided?
Well,
Maybe
I
that-
was thinking we could spice it up and do Thentris,
Which one was
which would
Thentris?
be that's the
Feral
feral
world.
world. But
Hmm.
also I would be amenable to the pleasure planet, because of it's just like scenic and peaceful. I guess if we were trying to lie low, it would be one better scraps in Thentris, like just with fauna, local fauna, and probably less of a presence and so on. But
About the
cooler
waste
stuff
world.
on the
I
other
have a question
place.
about the waste world.
Mm-hmm.
So it said that things corrode and like pretty quickly off that world.
Yeah, so Akrados, it has a corrosive atmosphere, so anything on there will eventually just get disintegrated by the atmosphere over time. And it's used as a waste world, so all the waste from the entire system is brought there on these specially designed Adeptus Mechanicus ships, and they dump the waste there. You know, we're talking trillions of tons. It's basically, think of it, it's a planet that's just one giant landfill. The entire landscape is just mountains of waste and trash and scrap. And they take everything there. So it's mechanical scrap, biomechanical, biological, toxic byproducts, the chemical and biological waste, regular garbage, all that sorts of stuff. And because of the corrosive atmosphere, that slowly eats away at this stuff. And because we're talking about ships that are traveling between planets or even other subsystems within this sector or within this system, other systems within the subsector, those journeys can take weeks or months or maybe even longer. So by the time, one ship comes back, a lot of the deterioration has stopped. So unless something changes with this planet's atmosphere, it's probably going to be, a waste planet for a very, very long time. It also, because of that, it has its orbit is basically just filled with tons of little bits of scrap and garbage floating around. And you guys know in your records that the Adeptus Mechanicus ships have specially designed void shields that are designed to basically burn this stuff up when it hits the void shield, so that they can more or less safely enter through the orbit of garbage and then get down to the planet to drop off their trash.
And would we know whether or not the trash is usable for our purposes, or does it corrode fast enough that it's, by the time it gets there, it's probably wasted?
It sounds like it. I mean, it takes a while for stuff to get destroyed. I mean, especially if you were able to get something that was recently dumped. Obviously it'll be damaged, but I mean, this is a process that takes a long time for anything to get fully disintegrated.
Oh, okay.
It's just that, certain things like a space suit, for example, is not going to last for, days on end. You might have a couple hours at most. So, but big things like chunks of scrap and stuff like that would probably take a while to get eaten through.
Well, that is interesting. Alright, so we have a couple choices. Feral World probably offers more fighting, less publicity. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the feral world would probably be better for, the boys. We can also find probably natural resources that we would need. Have to upkeep.
Could potentially set up an outpost there.
Yeah, start taking over, and boys will naturally spawn and spread and cause violence.
Says here, constant fighting between tribes helps maintain a sturdy breed of people. That sounds like our kind of
Yeah.
jam.
Sounds exactly like what we need right now.
All right. Let's tell Mulgrim. Set sail.
So the destination is Thentros, the Feral World.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, let's kick it.
All right. Well, we'll put the ship there for now to show that's where we're going to go. And we will deal with the warp travel and setting the course and all that other good stuff next week. You probably won't have to do a warp jump because you're staying in the system. And because the system has extended warp turbulence, it's probably better to stay in regular travel if you can avoid it. Unless you absolutely have to go into the warp. But we'll deal with all that next week as you guys begin the journey there. So I think that's everything we need to do tonight, unless anybody has any questions about anything or anything else they want to do.
Nope, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, the adventures of orcs in space are well and truly underway. At this point, players and listeners, I would say that we are about a third of the way through the campaign. So we can kind of consider Act 1 is complete, which is obviously you guys taking over the ship and now beginning your adventures. So Act 2 will begin, and then eventually we'll get to Act 3. So again, I imagined probably around 3 to 6 months for this campaign, so we're kind of pacing for a 6-month pace here. So just a heads up of where we're at and how much more we might be at this. So all right, cool. Well, and that's actually perfect timing, because you guys will get another 5 experience tonight, which means I believe we are now at 40 XP. So you guys are officially rank 2. So you can change your rank on your character sheet in your notes. That'll change or affect some of your talents or some of your abilities. There's various things that take rank and tier into account. So enjoy that. And you got 5 more XP. So you guys should all be at 240 now, if I'm calculating this correctly. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody wants to spend XP either tonight or next time, you may do so. And I think we will sign off at that. So thank you, listeners, for stopping by. It's been great to get back in the saddle here. And we've got more orc zaniness for you on the horizon. So be sure to stop by, same place, same time next week, and we'll get right back at it. Happy Halloween, although you'll hear this after Halloween, but hopefully you have a good one, and get ready for the holidays, and we'll see you then. Nighty-night.